Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, sir.
Sunday afternoon. Nice to see
Good
you all.
afternoon.
Good afternoon. Very good
Good
afternoon.
afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah. It is 2:04 in my watch. We'll just wait for 1 minute. Meanwhile, I've just put up a question for you all in the chat. If you can reply in one line, please describe in one line what do we mean by behavioral language, which is the topic of today's webinar. बिहेवियरल लैंग्वेज का क्या मतलब है? एक लाइन में आपको बता, यू कैन पुट इट इन द चैट बॉक्स या अनम्यूट करके भी बता सकते हैं। यू कैन अनम्यूट इट से व्हाट डू वी मीन बाय बिहेवियर।
It's a process of communicating expression.
Great. Process of communicating with expression. Yes.
The action or the action or the gesture to make one understand.
Action of gesture to make one understand. Both are correct, but both are part of non-verbal communication. With the expression, with gestures, we are doing non-verbal communication. But both are correct, not wrong. Non-verbal communication is part of behavioral communication. Okay, Medha ma'am has written the reason behind the behavior. Okay. Yes, you are also right. Okay, 2:05. Now let us start. Requesting participants who can switch on the cameras, please switch on. If you cannot, then I'm fine with it, no problems. Let me share my screen. So today's topic is going to be very interesting topic, and it is going to be very useful topic for you when it comes to managing behavior. Just one moment, I'm opening my PPT. I hope my screen is visible. Okay,
Yes,
like
sir.
last week, I will speak in
Yes.
Hindi and English, both the languages, because some participants have requested to speak in Hindi, but I'll keep on translating. So मैं एक mixed language use करूंगा, हिंदी और इंग्लिश दोनों, और दोनों को translate.
बुक होती मिळतीये मैं एक बुक वर नीचे
So last week we had seen overall development of children, generalization, prepare yourself, and then child's environment. Just to refresh, what child care environment, the play space for child, environment, and behavior. So we know now that environment makes a big difference in our behavior. जैसे भी आपका environment change होता है, वैसे behavior change हो जाता है. Our behavior changes with the environment. Then arranging space, physical space, types of challenging environments, and risk assessment for the environment. This is all we had seen last week. And today we are going to talk about behavioral language. If I want to say in one line, so every behavior is language. That is behavioral language. Whatever behavior I am doing with you is itself a way of communicating to you, and that is a language. Whether I'm doing it with gesture, whether I'm doing it with anger, with my emotions, whether I am showing empathy on my face or whether I am showing aggression on my face. So if I'm hitting things, if I'm hitting a wall, or if I'm doing self-harming behavior, सब कुछ एक language. That is why I said that, okay, behaving through gestures, showing behavior through gestures is okay. Showing actions through gestures is like our, yes, it's a non-verbal communication, but when it comes to behavior, it is not necessarily gestures. It could be anything, any behavior of mine. If I'm oversleeping today, that is also a communication. If I could not sleep the whole night, that is also a communication. If I was waking up in between sleep after 2 hours, that is also a communication. That means whatever you do on day-to-day basis, that's a communication that you try to communicate. Your body is communicating. So every behavior of you is a communication. You are communicating with yourself, or you are communicating with the universe, the entire, like people around you, but that's a communication. Stomachache, what it is. Headache, what it is. This is all communication. Your body is telling you that I have headache, means something is wrong. Either my blood pressure is high or some other, maybe I have cervical issues, or maybe I'm stressed, overstressed. That's why the headache is there. To find out what is wrong, what are the reasons for that behavior, is called behavior analysis. If I have stomachache, then that is a behavior that, okay, I'm holding my stomach, I'm putting it, pressing it. That's a behavior. Because I have stomach ache. So the trigger for this behavior that I'm holding my stomach, I'm pressing it, I'm not walking, I'm sitting or lying down. This is a behavior. Reason means trigger. Trigger for that behavior. Why this behavior is coming? Trigger is that I have stomach ache. And what could be the possible trigger? That indigestion. Indigestion could be one of the possible trigger. There might be other triggers. If not indigestion, then what? If not indigestion, then maybe there is some ulcer in the stomach. Maybe there is a stone which is paining. Could be anything. Could be anything. So those are the triggers. You all are with me? समझ पा रहे हैं आप लोग? कोई भी बिहेवियर हमारी बॉडी करती है तो उस बिहेवियर के पीछे एक रीजन होता है. उस रीजन को हम ट्रिगर बोलते हैं. अगर मुझे पेट पे दुख रहा है तो मैं पेट पकड़ रहा हूँ, पेट को दबा रहा हूँ, मैं लेट गया हूँ, बैठ गया हूँ और कोई एक्टिविटी नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ. दर्द से मेरे इमोशंस आ रहे हैं, मैं रो रहा हूँ. तो वो तो हो गया बिहेवियर. अब वो बिहेवियर के पीछे कारण क्या है? तो हमें उसका एनालिसिस करना पड़ता है. एनालिसिस हम कैसे करते हैं? हम उस बिहेवियर को पूरा पढ़ते हैं. वी रीड दैट बिहेवियर. Observation, minute observation is important. So we read the behavior. Reading behavior is a skill. And when it comes to managing special children, if you start reading, start observing the behavior, you can easily manage. Your life becomes, as a parent, as a teacher, as a shadow teacher, as a therapist, as a doctor, कुछ भी हैं. But when you are working with special children, जब आप special children के साथ काम कर रहे हैं, reading the behavior is very, very important because it's a communication. Child is doing some communication with you by showing some behavior. अब behavior को हम दो चीजों में classify behavior into two. One is acceptable behavior, one is unacceptable behavior. What is acceptable behavior? What is unacceptable behavior? Acceptable behavior is the one which is at par with our society norms. घर से बाहर जाना है, अच्छे से कपड़े पहन के जाना है. So we have to go out, we need to wear proper clothes and go out. That is acceptable behavior. I want to go out nude. I don't want to wear any clothes. I want to go out nude. That is unacceptable behavior. So in behavior management with children, special children, be it spectrum disorder, autism, or be it any other children, the behavior issues are there everywhere. And in behavior management, what we need to do is, first strategy is observe. Observe the behavior. Then classify the behavior. Classify the behavior into two: acceptable, unacceptable. We don't need to work on acceptable behavior. We need to work on unacceptable. So when a parent comes to you as a professional, as a therapist, teacher, school teacher, whatever, parent comes to you and complains that my child does this. You need to find out from that what is acceptable behavior, what is unacceptable. So if it is acceptable behavior, leave it. Start working on the unacceptable. Now, which is unacceptable behavior, which is not at par or with our social norms. Changing the location, acceptable behavior becomes unacceptable. Society, you change the society. Some behavior which are not acceptable in India, they are acceptable in Western countries. They are very well acceptable. So with environment plays an important role. So with environment, behavior changes. So what you can do is you can change the environment. That's why last week we had studied child environment, play space, how to organize the environment, what are the risk assessment in the environment. तो आप अगर सबसे पहला ऑब्जर्व करेंगे, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल observation of the behavior, that is the first. Just give me one moment please. I just need to check the recording of the session is not started. Okay, is going on. Sorry. Yes. So first of all, we will observe the behavior, then we will classify the behavior. After classifying the behavior that is acceptable and not acceptable, we will work on the not acceptable behavior. How will we work? How will we observe? That is what all we are going to learn. Communication skills are important for children's development. They help with behavior, learning, and socializing. Children with autism need support to develop communication skills. To work on your child's communication skills, start by assessing the communication level your child is using right now. So this is about communication. Communication, communication and children with autism. So what are the challenges children with autism face in communication? That sometimes they are not communicative verbally. They try to communicate in a non-verbal. Children with autism have a range of communication skills and abilities. Some children with autism have very good communication skills, whereas others find it harder to relate to and communicate with other people. Also, some children with autism have difficulties developing language, find it difficult to understand or use spoken language, or have no language at all. So some children are verbal, some are semi-verbal, some are non-verbal. Some communicate through gestures. Okay. Children with autism often need support to learn and practice skills for communication. But till the time communication is being developed, behavioral communication is something by which you can understand their behavior and you can help them. So communication is exchange of thoughts, opinion, information by speech, writing, non-verbal expression. Language is communication using words, written, spoken, or sign. That's the differentiation between communication and language. So how our children communicate? They might use language differently, use non-verbal communication, or communicate through their behavior. So there are children who uses languages differently. There are children who use non-verbal communication. And there are all the children, all the adults, everyone uses communicate through behavior. You and I also use communication through behavior. So behavioral communication is a universal fact which all of us do. And it has been found not only in human being, behavioral communication has been found by birth in animals as well. You go home, you have a puppy at your home or a dog at your home. The moment you reach at home, dog is, playing with the tail, shaking its tail. Dog comes jumping and comes close to you and starts shaking it. That shows what? That's a communication. And same time, there is one dog who is surrounded by 10 other dogs or some fear situation. Suddenly, he takes the tail and puts it below his legs. That's also a behavioral communication. He's trying to communicate, I'm scared. In the first situation, he's trying to communicate, I'm happy seeing you. So behavioral communication is a universal communication which is being used by human beings, by animals, everyone. So it is not only confined to autism. But yes, in autism, because children do not have language development that much, so they use different language or non-verbal communication, behavioral communication helps us a lot to understand and to support these children. Okay. So this is use of language, how we can use, that is, children with autism might mimic or repeat other people's word phrases, whatever they heard on TV, YouTube, videos. They repeat those words without meaning or in an unusual tone of voice that is called echolalia. That whatever is going on TV, some rhyme they have heard, they will keep on repeating that the whole day. That's called echolalia. They will use made up words, some words which they create their own with them, that is called made up words. They say the same word over and over, repetition of words. They will just keep on saying. I request everyone to kindly keep on mute if you're not asking a question. Okay. They say same word again and again, confess pronouns referring to themselves or you and I.
सर हिंदी में सर थोड़ा सा हिंदी सर बोलिए समझ में नहीं आ रही कम्युनिकेशन क्या है वो
I'll repeat. Okay, मैं repeat करता हूँ.
Okay, sir.
So,
Thank you, sir.
so they confuse with pronouns referring to themselves, you and person they are talking to you as I. So क्या होता है, ऑटिज्म वाले जो चिल्ड्रन हैं वो लैंग्वेज को, अपनी लैंग्वेज प्रॉपर्ली डेवलप नहीं हुआ है तो वो क्या करते हैं, वो कम्युनिकेट करते हैं थ्रू लैंग्वेज जिसमें वो मिमिक करते हैं या रिपीट करते हैं कोई भी फ्रेज को. टीवी पे, यूट्यूब पे वीडियोस में उन्होंने कुछ देखा है तो वो उस फ्रेज को बार बार बोलते रहेंगे, वो रिपीट करते रहेंगे वो फ्रेज. अनयूजुअल टोन में बात करते हैं या म्यूजिक की टोन में बात करते हैं, ऑडियो म्यूजिक की टोन में वो बात करेंगे. सो दैट इज कॉल्ड इकोलेलिया. उस कंडीशन को हम इकोलेलिया कहते हैं. कभी कभी ऑटिज्म वाले बच्चे जो है, स्पेक्ट्रम वाले बच्चे हैं, वो मेड अप वर्ड्स यूज करते हैं, अपने आप से वर्ड्स बना बना के यूज करते हैं जिसका कोई मीनिंग नहीं. समटाइम्स सेम वर्ड को वो बार बार रिपीट करते हैं ओवर एंड समटाइम्स दे आर कंफ्यूज विद प्रोनाउंस. लाइक आपके लिए वो आपको यू बोले, यू की जगह तुम आई बोलेंगे और खुद को यू बोलेंगे, और इधर दे विल टेक देयर ओन नेम. सपोज द चाइल्ड नेम इस बच्चे का नाम है राहुल, तो बोलेंगे राहुल वांट्स वाटर. दे विल नॉट से आई वांट, दे विल से राहुल वांट्स वाटर, राहुल वांट्स टू डू दिस. तो इस तरह से बात करेंगे. Children with autism use language in these ways. They might be trying to communicate. वो communicate करने की कोशिश कर रहे होते हैं जब वो ये सारी चीजें यूज करते हैं. But it can be hard for other people to understand what they are trying to communicate. So by using these things, echolalia या made up words या same word बार बार repeat करके, they are trying to say, वो कुछ बोलना चाह रहे हैं, कुछ आपको express कर रहे हैं, but हम लोग उस चीज को समझ नहीं. For example, children with echolalia might learn to talk by repeating phrases they associate with situations and emotional states, learning the meaning of these phrases by finding out how they work. A child might say, do you want a chocolate, when they actually want for themselves. So sometimes children, कभी-कभी क्या होता है, these children ये अपने आप को उस सिचुएशन से रिलेट करते हैं और क्वेश्चन को रिपीट करते हैं. जैसे last time when I asked a child, do you want a chocolate, बच्चे ने गेस्चर दिया या नहीं दी, मैंने उसको चॉकलेट दे दी. Now what will happen next time whenever child wants chocolate, जब भी उसको चॉकलेट चाहिए, what he'll do, he will not say I want chocolate, because he heard last time he heard do you want chocolate. उसने लास्ट टाइम सुना था do you want chocolate और उसको चॉकलेट मिल गया था. तो अभी वो उसी फ्रेज को रिपीट करेगा, do you want chocolate, do you want chocolate, do you want. So by this question he is asking us for the chocolate, लेकिन उसको समझ में नहीं आ रहा है कि मैं चॉकलेट मांगना कैसे. उसके दिमाग में रजिस्टर हुआ है कि लास्ट टाइम when somebody said do you want chocolate और तभी मुझे चॉकलेट मिला था. So that time I have got the chocolate. So that's how they relate. This is because they have heard the question before and they have got the chocolate. Over time, many children can build these beginnings and learn to use language in more difficult ways. So with time, धीरे-धीरे बच्चे सीख जाते हैं. With speech and language therapy, also children develop, and we work on the use of language. Now, use of non-verbal communication. Apart from language, जब हम बात नहीं कर रहे हैं तो भी हम communicate कर रहे हैं non-verbal way में, जो बच्चे बोल नहीं पाते, children who are not able to speak. So they physically manipulate a person or object. For example, a child take person's hand and push it towards something they want. Very commonly found in autism. I want a glass of water. What I will do is, I will hold hand of somebody and take him towards the fridge or to the water bottle or to the dispenser, water dispenser, to show कि मुझे ये पानी चाहिए. I want a teddy bear. तो teddy bear के लिए मैं क्या करूँगा? मैं हाथ पकड़ूंगा किसी का और उसको वो टेडी बियर किधर रखा है वो पॉइंट आउट कर. यूजुअली बच्चे इस तरह से भी कम्युनिकेट करते हैं. जो नॉन वर्बल हैं, बोल नहीं पाते हैं, दे कम्युनिकेट थ्रू देयर नॉन वर्बल कम्युनिकेशन. दे पॉइंट आउट. Then point, show and shift gaze. For example, a child might look at prior to something they want and then shift gaze to other person, letting the person know they want that object. So एक तो हो गया हाथ पकड़ के वहां लेके जाना और दिखाना. Second could be to show that point, to show the object and see to the person. Show the object, see to the person. Like, if I want something, I will do one thing. I will first look at the object, point out, and then look at you. Then object, then you. Then object, then you. मैं आपको देख रहा हूँ, मैं ऑब्जेक्ट को देख रहा हूँ जो मुझे चाहिए. That is another way of communicating through non-verbal. So use objects. For example, child might hand an object to another person to communicate. I want water. मुझे पता है, I know that water is being drunk in the glass. मुझे पता है कि पानी ग्लास में पीना है मुझे, तो मैं क्या करूंगा, टम्बलर में पीना है, तो मैं क्या करूंगा, I will take a tumbler and show it to my father or mother or any caretaker. So when I show the tumbler, they understand that he is thirsty. So this is also non-verbal communication. So मैं object दिखा के एक object को use करूंगा to make them understand that what I want. So now you know what is language. समझ में आ गया आपको, language समझ में आ गया. जब मैं बोल के बता रहा हूँ, बोल के मैं इकोलिलिया करके भी बता सकता हूँ, मैं वर्ड बाय वर्ड बता सकता हूँ, मैं रिपीट वर्ड करके बता सकता हूँ. जब मैं बिना बोले कुछ कम्युनिकेट कर रहा हूँ, नॉन वर्बल कम्युनिकेशन विद ऑब्जेक्ट्स, विद जेस्चर्स, इशारे करके कुछ बता रहा हूँ या कोई ऑब्जेक्ट दिखा के बता रहा हूँ, दैट इज कॉल्ड नॉन वर्बल कम्युनिकेशन. ठीक है. नाउ कमिंग टू बिहेवियरल कम्युनिकेशन. तीसरा जो थर्ड पॉइंट है, दैट इज बिहेवियरल कम्युनिकेशन. Behavioral communication is when I'm communicating something through my behavior. अपने behavior से मैं communicate कर रहा हूँ. That is called behavioral communication. अब behavior के पीछे कितना सारा iceberg होता है. अब if you look at the screen is showing you an iceberg in the sea. Okay. And what is visible to us is above the sea. Whatever is inside, it's not visible. So unexpected behavior is just 1/6 part of this screen. I mean, of this iceberg. 1/6 or 1/7 part of the iceberg. So the major portion is below the sea. जो हमें नहीं दिख रहा, which we are not able to see, वो major है. अगर हमने उसको समझ लिया, if we understand that, then handling unexpected behavior is very easy. So unexpected behavior के पीछे बहुत सारे reasons है. There are many reasons behind unexpected behavior. That could be biological, emotional, cognitive, pro-social, social. There could be many reasons. बहुत सारे reasons है unexpected behavior के पीछे. So if a child is doing misbehavior, which we call misbehavior, if a child is, so suppose for example, बच्चा को हम मॉल में लेके गए और मॉल में ले जाके बच्चा suddenly hyperactive. We have taken a child to the mall and suddenly child has become hyperactive. Child is screaming there, running here and there, and crying, throwing things away. बच्चा ये सब कर. So what is this? This is a behavior which is unacceptable behavior, or otherwise we call it as misbehavior. Now, if we look into it, what is the reason? What could be the reason of that misbehavior? Anybody can tell me what could be possible reason? There could be 10, 20 reasons: biological, emotional, cognitive, social, pro-social. There could be 20 reasons. But each of you can say one reason to me. I'm again repeating the situation. I have taken a child out in a mall, and after going in the mall, suddenly child has become hyper. So child is showing unacceptable behavior, which we otherwise say as misbehavior sometimes. So it is unaccepted behavior. Yes, Medha has written just one moment. Medha ma'am has written here, plays, anxiety, irritability. Okay, correct. Yes. Yes, sir.
Emotional stress.
Emotional stress, correct.
Insecurity. Sir,
Mhm.
gathering
Socially.
को देख के घबराहट.
Sorry, I could not hear properly.
Gathering से प्रॉब्लम हो बच्चे को, भीड़ देख
Gathering
करके
से.
दिक्कत होने.
भीड़ देख के, gathering से problem है. Yes, child might be scared of so many people, looking at so many people suddenly. Yes, next.
He's afraid of socializing.
He might be afraid of socializing. True.
Noise, maybe because of loud sounds.
Sorry, Aksa, I could not hear it proper.
Maybe because of loud sounds surrounding him.
Exactly. I wanted someone to speak about that. Yes, Aksa, maybe because of the sound. There is a lot of sound. Yes. Then I'm having some reasons in the child. If the child has hypersensitivity to sound, yes, correct. Sound. Overstimulation, auditory, visual, right? So now you all know how to read behavior and how to do analysis. So these all could be possible triggers. Whatever you are saying, जो भी आप बोल रहे हैं, ये सब उस बच्चे के लिए possible triggers हो सकते हैं. बच्चा पहली बार मॉल में है, first time he has come to the mall. Suddenly he is seeing so many people at one go. He is seeing so many lights, and he is sensitive. He has sensory issues, sensory concerns with the light, sound, loud music or sound, background noise. He has seen the escalator for the first time, maybe escalators. So there could be so many possible reasons. We call them as possible triggers for this behavior. Now we need to do the analysis that which is the actual trigger. So it's a journey from possible to actual. That is behavior analysis. So what is possible and what is actual is a journey. How we can do that? Put the child in an environment with one trigger at a time and observe the behavior. One trigger at a time, observe the behavior. Then you will understand where all child is doing the behavior and where is not. But multiple events in multiple settings are important. As we heard last time, जैसे हमने पिछले क्लास में भी देखा था कि child environment, to study the child's behavior, we need to, and to correct the child environment, we need to put child in multiple behaviors. When we need to give therapy also, we need to give it in multiple environments. बच्चे को हर environment के लिए prepare कर. तो therapy at home, therapy at clinic, therapy at public place, in garden, all those is important. Similarly here, we need to, it's a trial and error method. So find out what are the possible triggers. Possible reason क्या है बच्चे के ऐसे बिहेवियर करने के, क्या क्या रीजन हो सकते हैं, वो सब लिखना पड़ेगा. तो वो हो गया आपका ट्रिगर्स, यानी कि एंटीसीडेंट्स. क्या क्या एंटीसीडेंट हो सकते हैं उसको हम बोलते हैं एंटीसीडेंट. तो हमारे पास बिहेवियर आया पहले, बिहेवियर से क्या क्या पॉसिबल रीजन होंगे, वो हो गया एंटीसीडेंट. अब वो एंटीसीडेंट में से हमें फाइंड आउट करना है कि वो कितने एंटीसीडेंट, कौन कौन से एंटीसीडेंट एक्चुअल, तभी हम उन एक्चुअल पे काम कर सकते हैं. तो एक्चुअल हम कैसे फाइंड आउट करेंगे? वी विल पुट द चाइल्ड इन सिमिलर एनवायरनमेंट बट विद लेस ट्रिगर्स. इवनिंग में हम बच्चे को लेके जाते हैं मॉल में, तो बहुत भीड़ होती है. तो लेट अस ट्राई टेकिंग द चाइल्ड इन द सेम मॉल एट 11 o'clock इन मॉर्निंग, 11:30 इन द मॉर्निंग, जब भीड़ नहीं. तो अगर जैसा भी आपने बोला था, अगर भीड़ इज द ट्रिगर, तो वो भीड़ वाला ट्रिगर आपको पता लग जाएगा कि मॉल में मैं सुबह 11 बजे लेके गई, अब तो भीड़ नहीं थी, तब क्या ट्रिगर है. सो इट मींस भीड़ इज नॉट द ट्रिगर. Like that, we need to expose the child to the environment several times with a shorter duration, but with lesser of triggers. तभी जाके हमें पता लगता है कि कौन कौन से ट्रिगर हैं. अभी नाउ केस हिस्ट्री इज ऑल्सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. दैट्स वाई जब आप लोग कोई एक वीडियो डालते हो, या समटाइम्स आई गेट सिंपल वीडियो ऑफ say 1 to 3 minutes of the child, and down there is a question, sir, what can I do in this case? Please guide. I'm not able to give you assessment. I'm not able to give you any, support without knowing the case history. Because हमने देखा है कि बच्चे का हमारे को strength and weaknesses पता होना जरूरी है, challenges क्या है, case history क्या है, diagnose क्या है. Once we know all that things, ये सब चीजें, once we know, then we can work, we can find out. If the child has sensory processing disorder, then before taking to the mall, we need to prepare child. We need to work on the areas. What all possible triggers are going to be there. We need to prepare the child for facing those possible triggers. Only when the child is ready, then we will take the child to that environment. थोड़ा सा difficult है समझने को, but once you understand, it is a very simple science. It's very simple. Initially, you might find it little difficult. So all behavior is form of communication. Everybody communicates through behavior. An infant may cry. Last week, I gave you the example. When she is hungry or he is hungry or wet, just like an adult may yawn when he is bored. So by yawning, what do we mean? That I am bored. Adults and children are communicating something through their behavior during every moment in every day, even if they are not aware. So behavioral communication, we are doing it without even being aware about it that we are doing it. Our body is doing behavioral communication without even being aware. बिना जाने समझे भी हम behavioral communication कर रहे हैं. Day to day life, all the time it is going. Children with autism might behave in difficult ways, and behavior is often related to communication. For example, self-harming behavior, tantrums, aggression towards others might be child's way of trying to tell you that they need something, they are not happy, or they are really confused or frightened. Sometimes parents say, without a reason, child starts doing. Child was playing with me and suddenly he starts screaming. Without a reason. My dear friends, no behavior comes without a reason. There is always anticipation. Trigger. There is always anticipation. We need to understand that it becomes easy. Now, one child is playing with me. I'm playing with the child. I'm sitting and playing nicely. Say I'm playing carom or ludo or something like that. And suddenly, after some time, child throws away the carom board and start throwing, things here and there, and then becomes aggressive. What do I do? In that situation, what do I do usually? Reshma ma'am, you are on mute.
We generally try to shout at them.
We generally try to. No, again you went on mute. I didn't get it.
We generally try to shout on them that what are you doing?
Okay. Yes, we try to shout at them. That is our reaction. That is our behavior. Yes. But what did child achieve by doing this?
We try to pacify the child.
We try to pacify the child. That is, we try to do it. But what did child achieve by doing that? My question is that.
He tried to show what he's feeling, that he is irritated or he is not enjoying the game.
See, the first yes.
He showed his disagreement with the situation.
Yeah, he showed his disagreement with the situation that he is not happy. Child was playing happily with me, but suddenly he started behaving that way that he threw away. बच्चा मेरे साथ अच्छे से खेल रहा था, खेलते खेलते अचानक उसको क्या हुआ मुझे नहीं पता लगा, बट बच्चे ने उठा के सब कुछ फेंक दिया. उसके बाद चाहे मैंने उसको पैसिफाई किया, चाहे मैंने उसको पानी पिलाया, चाहे मैंने उसको गुस्सा किया, शाउट किया, whatever I did, that is my behavior. But what did child achieve? Game खेलना बंद हो गया. Child was tired of sitting in that situation for 20 minutes. Child was bored of that game for 20 minutes. Child didn't want to play. When he did this behavior, game खेलना बंद हो. You gave a chocolate to the child, or you gave him water, or you pacified him with your words, or you shouted at him, whatever you did. But what did child achieve? Game is over. Now you are doing another activity with the child, or you are leaving child alone for some time. Now, next time, whenever child wants, if this has happened, next time, whenever child wants to be alone or child wants to be like not to play, what he'll do is he will show the same thing. एक बार अगर ये बिहेवियर हो गया, दो बार हो गया, तीन बार हो गया, चौथी बार वो बिहेवियर रजिस्टर हो गया, 100% रजिस्टर हो गया कि बच्चे के साथ बच्चे ने कुछ बिहेव किया, आपने उसका अचीवमेंट उसको करके दे दिया. What I achieved by doing that behavior, I will keep on repeating. And this happens with all of us, not only with child. When my employees are not working, are not giving me daily report, when I'm asking them daily report, they are not giving me daily report. After 2 days, 3 days, I shout at them. And when I shout at them, within 15 minutes, I get the report. Second time also this happens. Third time also this happens. Slowly, I inculcate that in my behavior, that every day I start shouting at them to get the report. And that shouting is unknowingly happening every day, because I know by shouting I can get this work done in 10 minutes.
உள்ள இருக்கும் நினைக்கிறீங்க, அதுக்குள்ள அது பக்கம் ஹேண்ட் வாஷ் பண்றாங்களா, அதுக்கப்புறம் அதுக்குள்ள இருக்கும்.
Venkatesh, you want to say something? Dr. Venkatesh. No, I'm putting on mute. I didn't get the question. If that was a question for me or you were talking, it was background noise. Okay. So it is like, then I will start every day. It becomes my behavior, because something which I don't get after telling you 10 times, like for an example here, related with real example, that if I start saying, please switch on your camera, please switch on your camera, please switch on your camera. Half of you will switch on, half will not switch on. But then if I start shouting, if I say that I will not allow you to attend the class without the camera, kindly keep, not kindly, keep the cameras on or otherwise leave the class. Strategy works. So 80% cameras are on. Then third step, what I'll do, I'll remove the people whose cameras are off. In the next class, you will see all the cameras will be. Then I'll develop a strategy that hereafter, right in the beginning of the program, I'll give you a disclaimer that people who do not switch on the camera will be sent out. So वो मेरा behavior set हो. That's a protocol which I have developed. Correct? So this is how we learn and register behaviors. तो कोई भी बिहेवियर के बाद हमारा आउटकम क्या मिल रहा है, मुझे व्हाट आई एम अचीविंग, मुझे क्या मिल रहा है उस बिहेवियर को करने से, उस पर डिपेंड करता है कि मैं बिहेवियर को रिपीट करूंगा या नहीं करूंगा. आप और हमारे को गुस्सा आता है, बहुत गुस्सा आता है, बट क्या दीवार में हम सिर मारते हैं या हाथ मारते हैं? बिकॉज आउटकम क्या होगा, वी नो दैट, वी नो व्हाट इज गोइंग टू बी आउट, वी विल हर्ट आवरसेल्व्स, दैट इज द आउटकम. So behavioral communication is totally dependent upon antecedent and the outcome. Now, when I'm trying to change a child's behavior, I cannot change a behavior by saying, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. We keep on saying this and child does not listen to us. But if I change the trigger, the antecedent, or if I change the outcome, behavior automatically falls in place. So unacceptable behavior automatically changes जब मैं change कर दूंगा antecedent में और outcome में. So how to correct behavior of children with autism? Do not work on behavior. Smart behavior therapists do not work on behavior. They work on antecedent or they work on the consequence, that is the result. Clear? Any questions for this? Okay, this is all theory. I'll not read it. You can read it at home. I'll share the screen with you. I mean the PPT. So ये सब theory आप पढ़ सकते हैं. Now, this is a small illustration. It is given. Sometimes these are the things which are going on in our mind. It's just as though he is not listening. Complaint. बच्चा हमारी बातें नहीं सुनता. The only place she will eat her dinner without screaming is the corridor. बच्चे को खाना खिलाना है तो कॉरिडोर में ही लेके जाना है. ये भी एक behavior. It's a behavior pattern which she has or he has. Here it is she. So she has registered. She paces round and round the TV lounge. She doesn't even watch it. TV lounge में बच्चा गोल 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 घूमता रहता है. He just won't leave the lounge room door open. It gets absolutely roasting during summer. और दरवाजा खुला ही नहीं रखने देगा, दरवाजा बंद करके ही रखेगा. So these all situations I'm giving you as homework. You need to do analysis, behavior analysis कि ये behavior क्यों हो रहा है, क्या possible incidents. He's always ruining others' activities. दूसरे बच्चों की activities को वो ruin करता ही. I told him we were going to have a treat instead of the usual day, and he starts shouting and screaming. कि हम बाहर खाना खाने को जा रहे हैं, and then suddenly child starts shouting. If I get cross, she just seems to think it is funny. Why won't she listen? So these are the situation. ये situation है 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 situations हैं जिनको आपको analysis करना है. You can do that. How we did just now for a behavior, similarly for this situation, you can put it numbering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you can do the analysis. This is a home assignment for you. Write it on a piece of paper. Write possible causes, or we can do one thing, one at a day. Like Monday, we will take, he's not listening wala. Second day, we'll take second one. So first, second, third, fourth, from top to bottom, then 5, 6, 7. You can do one day, one thing. We have the entire week. So one assessment every day. What are the possible behaviors? It will take only 5, 10 minutes. But if you start thinking about it in the morning, I'm telling you, even at night, 11 o'clock, you will have one possible reason. Okay, this could also be the reason. We are going to have dinner outside, treat outside, and suddenly the child started shouting and screaming. What could be the possible antecedents? It is hot outside, child doesn't want to go out. Last time you took the child out in a restaurant where waiter has or the server had spilled the water on the child. That could be one of the reasons. Child does not like the texture and color of the food which he gets there. Child does not like the environment which he gets in the restaurant. Child relates it with the 2 hours long journey you have taken the child for a treat last time. So journey time, that last time child was not comfortable traveling for 2 hours. So if you start thinking on one situation, you will have at least 10, 15, 20 triggers. Then how to change those triggers? Whatever has happened last time should not be repeated. And one thing at a time. That if you feel that, okay, maybe we went for 2 hours long drive, that's why child was not happy, child does not enjoy the driving, or, then let us do one thing. Let us take the child to nearby places and then see the reaction. If I feel it was very hot outside, that's why we took him out for lunch last time, and that's why child is not comfortable. Let us take the child out this time in the dinner and in a place where AC is on. That could be this is how you can eliminate the second possible cause. So one by one, we need to eliminate those causes and reach to the true cause. When you reach to the true cause, either remove the trigger or play with the consequence. Are you all with me? समझ पा रहे हैं आप लोग? कोई भी behavior है, ये पूरा जो हमने 7 behavior लिया, yes, somebody wants to say. Oymang, you were saying something. Yes, Shanwas.
Third point that he came, she guesses around. Sorry. Yesterday, exactly same thing. Like he switch on the TV and he goes round and round in the room and he never watches. So, hello sir, am I audible?
Yes, I'm listening to you. Yes. You're gone on mute, Shanwas. I was listening, but you are on mute now. Yeah.
Hello. Yes, sir.
Yes.
So, yesterday I said like maybe like he has watched in the TV that somebody is dancing with the music or somebody has danced in the past, so that he related to the music and he kept on dancing or the roaming around in the room. So I was about to ask the same question today. So what might be the possible cause?
Okay, one cause you have said yourself. Let my other friends help us with other causes. One you have said, okay, maybe he has seen somebody dancing in the TV and he is trying to dance. That is one. Second, you yourself have answered that maybe last time we did this activity, we switched on the TV and took rounds and rounds, and that is registered and he is doing it. Now, what could be third one? Yeah, Oymang, do you want to say?
No, sir.
Just try. What could be the reason why child is doing that? बच्चा अगर टीवी ऑन करके और गोल गोल घूम रहा है, तो क्या रीजन हो सकता है? दो रीजन तो आ गया हमारे पास। एक तो शायद आप उसने टीवी में किसी को देखा एंड देन ही इज डूइंग इट। सेकंड रीजन इज दैट मे बी last time we did some activity like dance and music therapy, and the moment he saw that music on the TV, he is doing it. There are two things. What could be other reason?
Maybe the child wants to watch something else in the TV.
Yes, that could be other thing. Child does not want to watch what is going on. Child wants to watch something else. Anybody else? Any of my friend here, speech and language pathologist? No one? Auditory hypersensitivity.
Yes, maybe the child is not happy with the sound of the video that is going on in the TV.
Yes. So maybe that sound is bothering. Auditory child might be auditory hypersensitive and sound is bothering. See, what we do is when I am not happy in one environment, to disconnect from that environment, I create a new environment. Now you all know what is environment, what I mean. Environment does not mean temperature. I mean child environment. जो हमने last time सीखा, we learned last week. So when I'm not happy with that sound coming in me, what I do is to disconnect from that sound, I will start making out. मैं खुद आवाजें निकालने लग जाऊं, something, or I'll start singing to disconnect. Because when my own sound is higher than what I'm listening, what is coming in my ears, I don't listen to that sound. My diversion goes towards my ears. So to disconnect from the environment also. So it could be I'm liking the environment and I'm doing this behavior. I'm not liking the environment and I'm doing this. दोनों हो सकते हैं. मुझे वो टीवी के अंदर जो आ रहा है वो अच्छा लग रहा है, मैं उनको रिपीट कर रहा हूँ देख के, आई एम कॉपिंग दैट स्किल, दैट इज वन थिंग. अब आप उसको एलिमिनेट कैसे करेंगे? टीवी में न्यूज लगा दो, टीवी में कुछ ऐसा प्रोग्राम लगा दो. अब ऑडिटरी को कैसे एलिमिनेट करेंगे? कि आप उसका टीवी का साउंड जीरो कर दो, फिर आप देखो बच्चे का बिहेवियर क्या है. बट नॉट एट वन टाइम, इमीडिएटली एक बार नहीं, बार बार करके 3-4 बार, 5 बार, 10 बार आप करेंगे 10 दिन तक, तब आप ट्रू एनालिसिस कर पाए. Maybe I am overwhelmed with the colors in the screen. Sensory issues in my sight. So शायद मुझे वो colors बहुत attractive लग रहे हैं. I'm overwhelmed with that. So try to put a program where you have a black and white screen. Try to nowadays in smart TVs you have an option. So try to make the colors blur or black and white and then see the reaction. It could be one more, I feel there could be one more reason. What was happening before the behavior? That could also be the reason for this behavior. Mama was teaching me before the behavior. Or therapist was doing a therapy before this behavior. And for me, this is a reward that I've got TV. So now after doing 20 minutes of therapy, now they have switched on the TV and they have allowed me to watch the TV. It's a reward. And in anxiety for that reward, I'm happy and I'm running here. So behavior, first you need to look into the possible antecedents. Then you also need to look into when does this behavior occur and how many times it occurs. Same behavior. So TV on किया तो TV on करने के बाद ही वो राउंड कर रहा है या दूसरी सिचुएशन में भी वो राउंड करता है, तो आपको बिहेवियर एनालिसिस और इजी हो जाएगा. Are you following me, Shanwas? I can see a question mark on your face.
Yes sir, वो सिर्फ टीवी ऑन करने के बाद ही वो गोल गोल घूमता है. And the thing is like he is auditory hyposensitive because he keeps on banging the thing, he keeps on making the noise. So I'm trying to relate the situation or understand the situation better, but so that's why a little bit of question mark on my face.
So आपको वो बिहेवियर को भी एनालिसिस करना है कि वो बिहेवियर बार बार कब आ रहा है, how many times that behavior is coming, same behavior, how many times it is, and how many situations. only this situation or other situations also this behavior comes. And then possible incidents kya hai? Child ki condition kya hai, that plays an important. To overcome that condition also they do this behavior. So like this, please do this assignment. It will help you how to understand behavior better. And if you are stuck somewhere, discuss in the group, WhatsApp group. They have been created to discuss so that others can give their own inputs and I can also share my inputs. So behavioral communication is use of day-to-day behavior as communication. In one line, which I asked you in the beginning, use of day-to-day behavior as communication is behavioral communication. Any behavior or its absence when expected is also a behavioral communication. So any behavior is a behavioral communication. अभी तक मैंने आपको बताया कोई भी behavior होगा वो behavioral communication है. But कोई भी behavior जब होना चाहिए तब नहीं होगा, that is also behavioral communication. Absence of the behavior which is most of you, many of you are females. Some of you might be married also. Your husband comes back at home after the whole day long working hours. You open the door every day and you say hi, good evening. रोज होता है ये. Good evening, namaskar, namaste, whatever. You open the door and greet him with a smile, with some verbal gesture or a smile. One day, you open the door and you don't look at him and you go back to your room. It's a behavior, right? Absence of what is expected, to greet him, to smile at him. So absence of that greeting, absence of that smile when it is expected is also a behavior. Now, what could be the possible cause for this behavior? Husband ने साड़ी नहीं लाके दिया, husband ने gift नहीं दिया, आज तो anniversary था, wish नहीं किया. So you are upset with your husband for something that could be one possible cause. You are upset with your mother-in-law, father-in-law, family member, or your maid, housemaid who was supposed to come, she has not come. All the burden has come on you. Or you are upset with your own child. That could be another cause. You are physically not well. You're down with fever 102. How can your husband expect you to give a smile and greet? You're opening the door, that is more than sufficient. So that is also one possible cause. You are busy in some class, some training program, some office work. Now this training is going on. Suddenly some unexpected person comes at your door. You have to get up from here, excuse from here and get up, go open the door. It will be greeting and spending time with the person. You will not. And when you know it is your husband who has suddenly come over, you know anyways he is going to come inside the home. He can lock the door. He is not somebody who is unknown to the house. What you will do, you'll just open the door, come back and sit in front of the camera immediately. Like for me, I can say, अभी मेरे पास कोई guest आ जाए, suddenly मेरा door knock कर दे, तो मैं क्या करूंगा इस situation में? When I'm taking a lecture, I'll suddenly go there, I'll excuse from here myself, I'll go there, open the door. अगर कोई ऐसा guest है जिसको मैं घर में entry नहीं दे सकता हूँ, then it's a different thing. I will talk to him for 1-2 minutes and say him, I'm busy, come back later at this time. That is good. But if it is my own father who has come, what I'll do, I'll open the door, come back and start taking the lecture. I will not spend even few seconds to say him, hello, good morning, good evening, because he has come, whom I am meeting every day, he's staying in the house. So absence of behavior when expected is also a communication. Reshma ji is living in Satara. I am traveling to Satara and suddenly I find, maybe in a mall at Satara or at a restaurant, I find Reshma ji sitting in front of me on the other table. But looking at her, I just turn my face away. I don't even say hi, eat my food and go. I don't even recognize her. So this is also behavioral communication, that I'm not happy to see you. I don't want to talk to you. I'm upset with you. So behavior, which was expected, but it is not there. Absence of behavior. What was expected there? I will say hi to her. She will say hi to me. She has been part of this training. I have been part of this training. So we will say at least hi to each other. Even if we don't have much time, we will just wave, smile, But if we are not doing that, then absence. So use of day-to-day behavior is as a communication is behavioral communication. Any behavior or absence of this behavior is just as behavioral communication. So बच्चा कुछ चीजें नहीं कर रहा है suddenly. Child was doing that behavior every day, but suddenly today child is not doing this behavior. That is also an alarming situation. That's also an alarming situation. So when you are treating a child, जब आप किसी बच्चे को थेरेपीज दे रहे हो या आप पेरेंट हो अपने बच्चे को देख रहे हो, बच्चा रोज कुछ बिहेवियर करता है, आज वो सडनली वो वाला बिहेवियर नहीं कर रहा है. सब जब बिहेवियर कर रहा है हमारी नजर में आ जाता है, बट आज सडनली नहीं कर रहा है, तो वो भी एक सिचुएशन है कि आज ऐसा क्या हुआ है, क्या पॉसिबल ट्रिगर्स हैं कि वो क्यों नहीं कर रहा है. इट मे बी पॉजिटिव और नेगेटिव, एनीथिंग. Maybe child is not well, child is not connecting with the environment, child is not able to inform, just speak it out, and child is showing it through his behavior. Clear, simple, समझ में आया सबको? Hindi, English, all people? Yes. Now we are talking about ABC approach to manage behavior. The same thing. Whatever I've told you just now in a simple language, very simple language, scientifically, we call it ABC approach. Purposely, I started with the examples and then I'm coming to theory. Otherwise, if I start with this, you will get confused. It will become difficult for you to understand. So what is ABC approach? ABC stands for antecedent A, behavior B, consequence C. It is an observation tool that teachers use, teachers as in psychologists, teachers, therapists, they all use this. Teachers can use to analyze what happened before the behavior, during the behavior, after the behavior. All behavior can be thought as of communication. The ABC approach can help you find out what a child is trying to say, express tiredness or frustration from a task being hard, as well as what the child gets out of the behavior, someone's attention.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir.
Yes, yes.
Sir, what you are telling about ABC and what is ABA therapy?
Applied behavior analysis.
So both are same, sir?
Both are not same. Applied behavior analysis uses ABC technique. Applied behavior analysis में क्या होता है, हम एक behavior को, बच्चे का behavior लेते हैं और उस behavior के ऊपर अलग अलग techniques apply करते हैं और उसका result देखते हैं. कौन सी टेक्निक बेस्ट वर्क कर रही है वो टेक्निक को हम लेके काम करते हैं. सो इट इज अ कॉम्प्लेक्स साइंस जहां पे हम एबीसी अप्रोच को भी यूज करते हैं,
Sir,
रीइंफोर्समेंट अप्रोच को भी यूज करते हैं. यस.
and what are those techniques?
Sorry,
What are those techniques? So just told na ki we are using the techniques to make a rule for the ABC. Then what are those techniques which
see,
you guys are?
those would be covered by Mrs. Mahalakshmi Shanmugam. Has she taken a session for you so far? No. So
No, I
she she will take a lecture, a detailed lecture on ABA, applied behavior analysis.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so she will cover up because that is not my part. She is the ABA trainer. She'll be talking about the detailed ABA. She'll also talk about ABC approach, but here from the behavioral communication angle, I'm just talking about ABC approach. Okay. So ABC approach is one part of ABA. ABA is applied behavior analysis. It is a type of therapy which is scientifically proven to work with children and adults both into autism. So on ABA itself, we have a long lecture. 3 घंटे का एक अलग से lecture होगा आपका ABA. That is their part of curriculum that will be covered. Okay.
Sir, just excuse me, but I guess you said this would be the last one in the group.
So I will check if it. I thought that the lecture is already done for April batch, but if it is not done, we will cover it. Okay, I'll check. I have to check with the schedule with Juliana. I'll check and get back to you. But that there is a lecture for sure. Her name is there in autism training batch. Her name is also there, and she is going to take. Okay. Yeah. So ABC, we are coming back to the ABC approach. ABC stands for antecedent, behavior, and consequence. A for antecedent, B for behavior, C for consequence. और इससे हम with this tool we manage we observe the child's behavior and analyze this. All behavior can be thought of as communication. The ABC approach can help you find out what child is trying to say. बच्चा क्या बोलना चाह रहा है या क्या एक्सप्रेस करना चाह रहा है, हमें इससे पता लगता है, एज वेल एज ये बिहेवियर करने से मुझे क्या मिलता है. And the principle is, I cannot change a behavior. I can change antecedent, I can change consequence, behavior automatically changes. A for antecedent, B is for behavior, C is for consequence. Antecedent is what happened before. So what has happened before the behavior, that is possible triggers I'm talking about. B is for behavior, what happened, what did the child say or do, how often does it happen, for how long this happens, how intense it works. So behavior part में ये सब आएगा. Not only कि child was just taking round and round along the team. How long was the child taking?
मेन सर अगर बच्चा कोई बिहेवियर शो कर रहा है तो उससे पहले उसके साथ क्या हुआ, मतलब उसके पहले उसके साथ क्या हुआ, और फिर वो जो बिहेवियर शो किया उसके बाद हमने उसके वो बिहेवियर जो उसने शो किया तो हमने उसको कैसे ट्रीट किया, ये कंसिक्वेंस है ना. सपोज अगर बच्चा मोबाइल के लिए बिहेवियर शो कर रहा है, जैसे कि जिद करने लगा, पेंसिल पटकने लगा, सिर बैंग का हेड बैंग करने लगा, हमने उसे मोबाइल दे दिया, दैट इज कंसिक्वेंस. तो वो उसने ऐसा बिहेवियर किया तो हमने उसे मोबाइल दे दिया.
हाँ, सो हमने क्या किया इज नॉट कॉन्सिक्वेंस. कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस बच्चे को अचीव क्या हुआ.
ओके,
हमने क्या किया वो हमारा बिहेवियर.
जी, तो सर हम कंसिक्वेंस चेंज कर दें तो बिहेवियर इसलिए चेंज हो जाएगा कि सपोज उसने जिद की, मैंने उसकी नहीं सुनी, देन नेक्स्ट टाइम वो जिद नहीं करे.
एब्सोल्युटली एब्सोल्युटली, वही मैं कम्युनिकेट कर रहा हूं. एक बच्चे को आप एक बार वो बिहेवियर करता है, 2 बार करता है, 3 बार करता है, आप उसको बोलते हो मोबाइल तो नहीं मिलेगा. यू वांट टू क्राई, यू क्राई फॉर 30 मिनट्स इज फाइन, यू विल नॉट गेट मोबाइल. आफ्टर 3 इंसिडेंट्स, 4th इंसिडेंट बच्चा वो वाला बिहेवियर नहीं कर. अभी वो क्यों कर रहा है, क्योंकि उसको पता है कि मैं ऐसा करूंगा तो मुझे मोबाइल मिल जाए. नाउ ऑटिज्म वाला जो बच्चा होगा, ऑटिज्म वाले बच्चे के केस में हम उसको उसकी जिद नहीं बोलते हैं, हम बोलते हैं कि वो बच्चे ने दिमाग में पैटर्न रजिस्टर कर लिया कि मुझे ऐसा करने से ऐसा मिलेगा, ऐसा करूंगा तो ऐसा मिलेगा. पैटर्न रजिस्टर हो गया. अब वो पैटर्न को ब्रेक कर.
सर एक प्रॉब्लम है, एक बच्चा है जैसे कि वो घर पे कोई भी बाहर से कोई गेस्ट आते हैं तो देन वो बिहेवियर शो करने लगता है, उस समय बीच में बैठ जाना, चीजें उठाना. अब गेस्ट के सामने में तो उसको कोई कुछ बोल नहीं सकते हम, तो वो ये बार बार करता है, और ये चीज को कैसे रिमूव कर सकते हैं.
कैन यू प्लीज रिपीट योर क्वेश्चन एक बार फिर से.
सर मतलब वो बच्चा है, हमारा ही बेटा है, वो क्या है ना, जैसे हमारे यहाँ गेस्ट आते हैं, कोई बाहर से गेस्ट आए तो मान लीजिए 2-3 घंटे के लिए वो बैठे, तो उस समय वो बिहेवियर शो करने लगता है. सपोज वो बीच में बैठेगा, कोई भी चीजें उठाने लग जाएगा, कुछ भी बदमाशी करने लग जाएगा. उसको पता है कि मम्मी पापा इस समय मेरे को कुछ कहेंगे नहीं क्योंकि लोग के बीच में मैं बैठा हूँ, इस समय मेरे को कुछ भी नहीं होने वाला. तो ये बिहेवियर, या फिर फोन पे बात करो, ये एक बहुत बड़ा इशू है मेरे साथ में कि अगर फोन पे बात करो तो वो बहुत ज्यादा मतलब वो बहुत ज्यादा चीजें फेंकना, किचन में जाना, किचन की चीजें उलट पुलट कर देनी.
सरिता जी, दिस इज डायरेक्टली, ये नहीं है कि बच्चे को पता है मम्मी पापा कुछ नहीं कहेंगे. दिस इज डायरेक्टली अटेंशन सीकिंग बिहेवियर. बच्चा आपकी अटेंशन सीक कर रहा है ये बिहेवियर.
तो सर इसको रिमूव कैसे करें.
आपको क्या करना है, आपको या तो एंटीसीडेंट को चेंज करना है या आपको कॉन्सिक्वेंस को चेंज करना है. इस सिचुएशन में एंटीसीडेंट क्या है और कॉन्सिक्वेंस क्या है वो बताइए आप मुझे.
इसमें एंटीसीडेंट है कि कोई बाहर से आया, उसको मैं चेंज नहीं कर सकती, तो मैं कंसिक्वेंस चेंजिंग में मैं उसको अटेंशन दूं, उसके साथ बैठूं, ऐसा हो सकता है ना.
यस, आप उसको अटेंशन दीजिए. आप, दैट इज एंटीसीडेंट चेंज हो रहा है, कॉन्सिक्वेंस चेंज नहीं हो रहा है. अटेंशन दे रहे हैं. अभी चेंज कैसे हो रहा है, अभी जब बच्चा वो कर रहा है और आप उसको बार बार कह रहे हैं ये मत कर, वो मत कर, या ऐसा नहीं कर, आप उसको आंखों से इशारा कर रहे हैं तो वो उसको अटेंशन मिल रही है. सो दैट इज कॉन्सिक्वेंस, गेटिंग अटेंशन. तो जो उसको कॉन्सिक्वेंस है, अगर आप वो पहले ही दे दोगे, बच्चा जो अचीव करना चाह रहा है उसको पहले से ही मिल जाएगा, तो बच्चा बिहेवियर क्यों शो करेगा. So उसको जो ड्यू
तो
अटेंशन,
समटाइम क्या होता है ना सर, जैसे हम लोग हैं कि सिंगल, जैसे हस्बैंड वाइफ है, अब सपोज कोई गेस्ट आया तो हस्बैंड वहां बैठे हैं, वाइफ को जाना है कुछ भी सर्व करने के लिए, तो उस केस में वो बच्चा तंग करने लगता है, चीजें फेंकने लगता है, तो उसको कैसे टाइम दे सकते हैं?
मैम तो यहाँ पे आप चाइल्ड एनवायरनमेंट हमने लास्ट वीक सीखा था, तो आप चाइल्ड एनवायरनमेंट चेंज करो, बच्चे को उसके प्ले जोन में रखो, वो टाइम पे बच्चे को एंगेज करो। ऑलरेडी आपको पता है कोई आने वाला है, तो पहले से प्लान बनाओ कि उस टाइम पे बच्चा क्या एक्टिविटी कर रहा होगा, विच इज हिज फेवरेट एक्टिविटी, व्हाट ही लाइक्स टू प्लेज अलोन, ही लाइक्स टू एंजॉय। सो बच्चे को वहां पे एंगेज करो। आप किचन में सडनली गेस्ट आया है, आप किचन में जा रहे हो चाय बनाने, बच्चे को अपने साथ लेके जाओ और वहां पे उसको एंगेज करो, इन्वॉल्व चाइल्ड इन द एक्टिविटी, ask him to serve water with you, ask him to serve tea biscuits with you. So child will keep on getting the due attention, and if child is getting the due attention, automatically the behavior will eliminate.
ओके।
Child is not able to relate with the conversation which your husband and the guest is doing, or you or the guest is doing. That is the problem. बच्चा उस कॉन्वर्सेशन से रिलेट नहीं कर रहा है। आप कुछ कॉन्वर्सेशन ऐसी करो जहां पे बच्चे को इन्वॉल्व करो, ऑटोमेटिकली उसका बिहेवियर चेंज हो जाएगा। उसको अटेंशन चाहिए ना,
जी।
तो वो अटेंशन अगर आप उसको दे देंगे, दैट इज द ट्रिगर। व्हाट इज द ट्रिगर इज अटेंशन, कि मुझे मेरा अटेंशन मिलना चाहिए, बिकॉज यू आर जस्ट हस्बैंड एंड वाइफ, 24 आवर्स आपका अटेंशन बच्चे के ऊपर है। अब आपका अटेंशन डाइवर्ट हो रहा है, एनवायरमेंट में क्या चेंज हो रहा है, गेस्ट आने से आपका अटेंशन डाइवर्ट हो रहा है दूसरे लोगों की तरफ, विच बच्चा इज नॉट एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड। सो इफ वी इन्वॉल्व हिम, इधर उसका अटेंशन डाइवर्ट कर दो पहले से ही, दैट इज एक स्ट्रेटजी। ये हो गया कि आप पहले से ही बच्चे को कहीं और बिजी कर दो, एंड बिजी इन व्हाट, समथिंग विच ही लाइक्स। ये तो हो गया एक स्ट्रेटजी। अगर वो स्ट्रेटजी काम करता है, गुड इनफ। अगर वो स्ट्रेटजी काम नहीं कर रहा है, तो बच्चे को वहां पे इन्वॉल्व करो और उसको ड्यू अटेंशन देते रहो, दैट इज ऑल्सो गुड इनफ। थर्ड इज मेक हिम अंडरस्टैंड that guest will come, mama has to give time to guest, you are not. Yeah, yes, somebody was saying something.
Yes sir.
Anyone wants to add on this?
Sir, I have one question actually. Sir, there are few parents जिनको मतलब जब बच्चा रोता है, हम अगर कुछ एक्टिविटी देते हैं उसको करने, वो नहीं करना चाहता है, जिद करता है, तो घर में वो लोग क्या करते हैं, मोबाइल दे देते हैं। तो हम अगर वो थेरेपी के लिए आ रहे हैं तो लाइक नहीं देते हैं मोबाइल, या फिर जो मांग रहा है वो नहीं देते हैं, उसको अटेंशन नहीं मिलता है, उसको जो एक्टिविटी करना होता है वो थोड़ा जोर जबरदस्ती से करवाया जाता है, तो बच्चा बहुत रोता है। तो उस टाइम पे बहुत पेरेंट्स ऐसे होते हैं कि वो इतना ज्यादा रो रहा है, उसको कुछ हो जाएगा। सो मतलब ये मतलब कैसे दूर करे पेरेंट्स की मतलब माइंड से कि रोने से कुछ नहीं होगा कि।
Just give me one moment, please. I'll tell you. I'll give you the answer of it in one slide. Yes. This is the answer. You can see the screen?
No, sir.
No? One. I'll just share it. One second. Now you can see on the screen.
Online DS. Yes.
Read this line loud for me.
If you want to reduce screen time, you will have to do some more fun.
If you want to reduce screen time, that could be mobile, TV, video game, anything, you have to introduce to the child which is more fun. हम बच्चे को मोबाइल नहीं देना, we don't want to give mobile to the child, but same time where are we engaging the child? Are we giving something which is more interesting for the child? No. Then why would child be settled down with anything less than mobile? So we need to find out the interest of the child and divert his attention towards something which is more meaningful. Yeah, Gitomani, you were there on the call, so I have just taken a pause.
Yeah. Sorry, sir. Sorry.
No problem. So we need to introduce child to something which is more interesting than mobile for child.
Okay.
Because for children, screen is the most interesting thing today. But we need to do individual assessment of the child, his habits, his likings, dislikings, strengths, weaknesses, and find out what is more interesting. What does he watch on the mobile? Is also
ये strategies जो है ये profound और severe case में इस तरह से तो work नहीं करती है.
Ma'am, each case we need to look into the case history and design the strategies. मैं आपको सिंपल एक स्ट्रेटजी दे रहा हूं कि यहाँ पे मैं बात कर रहा हूँ कि जहां बच्चा रो रहा है, दैट इज ए न्यूरोटिपिकल चाइल्ड, कोई भी बच्चा हो सकता है, आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग ओनली ऑटिज्म. बच्चा जिद कर रहा है कि उसको मोबाइल फोन चाहिए, नहीं तो बहुत जोर जोर से रो रहा है, 2 घंटे तक रोता ही जा रहा है, मोबाइल के बिना सेटल ही नहीं.
जी.
सो यहाँ पे मैं उस स्ट्रेटजी की बात कर रहा हूँ. सो आई एम जस्ट गिविंग यू अ स्ट्रेटजी देयर कि वहां पे हमें बच्चे को सेटल करना पड़ेगा टू समथिंग विच इज मोर इंटरेस्ट. सो व्हाट आई कैन डू इज, बच्चा मोबाइल पे देखता क्या है, मुझे वो देखना है कि बच्चा मोबाइल पे देख क्या रहा है. पहली चीज तो ये, व्हाट इज सो इंटरेस्टिंग इन मोबाइल दैट चाइल्ड वांट्स टू लुक एट. डोरेमोन, is it? So what he is getting in Doraemon? One is audio visual input. So he is looking at those cartoons. उसको audio input आ रहा है. He is listening to that music and sound and that talks. And same time visual input आ रहा है. Reduce one input at a time. And give naturalistic input. That today we will act like Doraemon and Nobita. So Mama is Nobita and you are Doraemon. Child will enjoy it more. We will dress like Doraemon and Nobita. So do the real time activity. Okay, you want to watch mobile Doraemon? Okay, watch for 10 minutes and after 10 minutes, we will play Doraemon. So whatever you are doing there, whatever you're watching, we will do that in real. Record Doraemon, that 15 minutes, जो भी आप उसको दिखा रहे, record that and just play the sound. विजुअल हटा दिया, विजुअल में आपने नेचुरलिस्टिक लाइव लेके आ. सो विजुअल यू हैव गिवन लाइव एंड साउंड इज स्टिल देयर. स्लोली विद प्रैक्टिस आफ्टर अ वीक, 1 वीक तक यू प्ले लाइक दिस. आफ्टर अ वीक साउंड को भी रिप्लेस कर दो डायलॉग्स. देन स्टार्ट गिविंग ऑडियो विजुअल फ्रॉम योर माउथ एंड फ्रॉम. So child is transformed from mobile phone to the activity, and child will surely enjoy activity than mobile. बच्चा अकेला बैठ के मोबाइल फोन देखता जा रहा है. Put the child into an activity center. Put the child into an environment जहां पे या call neighbors and other children at home. Do some activity at home for children. A small party for them. A pack of little bit of one, two flavors or one chocolate will be more than sufficient. It's not going to be very costly for you, but use that time, mobile phone time, in their physical play activity. I'm sure they will enjoy it more. They will learn. But what they are learning from mobile, you need to give them similar thing. Then only you can replace. If you are showing them zoo on mobile, okay, today we will. If you are showing some animals, if they are watching a series where there are some animals, okay, today let us take the children out for a zoo visit. Problem is, parents don't have time. They have used mobile phone as a weapon to, fight against the time which they were supposed to give to the child. They are not giving. And that's why we are seeing a lot of virtual autism cases. In my practice, I am seeing nearly 60 to 65% cases which are coming nowadays. Children who are born of 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22. I mean, those children. I am seeing 60, 65% cases which are of virtual autism rather than classic regular autism. And that is coming out because of one-way communication. What is one-way communication? One-way learning. With mobile phone, what child can learn? Child is learning from mobile phone also, from TV also, from video games also. Brain is developing and brain is taking inputs. But there is nobody to question to. On an average, a 3-year-old child, neurotypical child, whose development is regular, he will ask 100 questions in a day. हम ऐसा क्यों कर रहे हैं, हम व्हाइट कार में क्यों जा रहे हैं, हमारी कार रेड क्यों नहीं है, नेबर की कार वैसी क्यों है, मम्मा की ड्रेस पिंक क्यों है, all those things. Why you are wearing this sandal? Why you are not wearing other one? बच्चा पूछता है ना, यही सब बातें तो पूछता है, और ये सब बातों से ही उसका ब्रेन डेवलप हुआ, बिकॉज दीज आर द इनपुट कमांड्स। जब आप एक सॉफ्टवेयर डिजाइन कर रहे हैं तो बहुत सारी कमांड्स आप प्री डिफाइंड करके रखते हैं, ऐसा हुआ तो ऐसा होगा, ऐसा हुआ तो ऐसा होगा, तो यहीं से बच्चे को वो कमांड्स आते हैं। अब ऑटिज्म में क्या हो रहा है, बच्चा तो अगर नॉन वर्बल है तो वो अपने क्वेश्चंस वैसे ही नहीं पूछ पा रहा है। दैट्स वेयर आई से कि पेरेंट्स या थेरेपिस्ट का रोल होता है कि क्वेश्चन भी खुद करे और आंसर भी खुद करे, ताकि बच्चे को वो ऑडिटरी इनपुट तो मिलता रहे कम से कम। बच्चा पूछ नहीं पा रहा है, बट हम बच्चे को करें कि आज हम थेरेपी रूम में जा रहे हैं, आज हम इस थेरेपी रूम में क्यों आए हैं, आज हम इसलिए आए हैं क्योंकि आज हम ओटी करेंगे, आज हम स्पीच नहीं करेंगे इसलिए हम इस रूम में आए हैं, हम ये वाला टूल क्यों यूज कर रहे हैं, हम इससे क्या करने वाले हैं, हम ये करने वाले। लाइक दिस अ थेरेपिस्ट शुड गिव इनपुट, बी इट अ टीचर, बी इट अ थेरेपिस्ट, वी शुड गिव इनपुट। क्वेश्चन भी अगर बच्चा नॉन वर्बल है तो क्वेश्चन भी हमें ही करते रहना है, आंसर भी हमें ही करते रहना है, हमारा काम डबल हो जाता है, बट बच्चे को वो इनपुट्स मिलता रहता है, वो इनपुट रजिस्टर हो रहा है, देन चाइल्ड नोज कनेक्ट्स विद द एनवायरनमेंट। सेकंड थिंग, मोबाइल फोन से उसको क्या नहीं मिलता है, वो अपने क्वेश्चन नहीं पूछ पाता, रियलिस्टिक व्यू नहीं मिलता है। एक बच्चे ने मोबाइल फोन में बहुत एलिफेंट्स को हजारों बार देखा है, लेकिन जब वो रियल में एलिफेंट देखता है तो डर जाता है, बिकॉज रियल तो कभी देखा ही नहीं ना, has always seen as a small elephant is this much. Virtual autism mein children are like that. They don't relate to real objects. They relate to objects of the size which are there in mobile screen. So exposure to the outer environment is important. Diverting attention is also the key. आप attention भी divert कर सकते हो। जिस टाइम पे बच्चे को मोबाइल चाहिए, बच्चा बहुत रो रहा है, कुछ भी कर रहा है, you need to divert the attention. Divert the attention, like suddenly you take the child out, suddenly you change the environment, put the child in play zone, उसका उसका डाइवर्ट अटेंशन डाइवर्ट कर दो उस पर, दैट आल्सो वर्क्स। ओके, ये सरिता जी आप क्या बोल रहे थे कि क्वेश्चन इज अगर बच्चा मॉडरेट या हाइपर है तो उस केस में हम क्या करें, करेक्ट, सिवियर ऑटिज्म है तो। सो जहां पे आपको दिखेगा कि सिवियर ऑटिज्म है, वहां पे पहली चीज तो ये है कि बच्चा मोबाइल को कनेक्ट ही जल्दी से नहीं करे, कनेक्ट कर रहा है और सिवियर ऑटिज्म है और पूरा टाइम वो सिर्फ स्क्रीन के सामने ही बैठा है, देन इट इज अ लिटिल डिफिकल्ट टास्क, बट इट इज नॉट इम्पॉसिबल। यहाँ पे भी सेम स्ट्रेटजीज आप यूज कर सकते हैं, बट वाइजली लुकिंग एट चाइल्ड स्ट्रेंथ्स। हर बच्चे का सिचुएशन अलग है, तो आपको हर बच्चे का स्ट्रेंथ एंड वीकनेसेस एरियाज को देखना ही देखना है, आपको उसका चाइल्ड एनवायरनमेंट देखना है, उसके बाद ही कोई भी थेरेपी या कोई भी टारगेट बने। We need to look at the child environment, strength, weaknesses. Work on the strength first. In autism, याद रखो आपको बच्चे से कनेक्ट होना जरूरी है। आप कनेक्ट कब होगे, जब आप बच्चे के स्ट्रेंथ एरिया पे काम, वीकनेस पे नहीं। First 15 days, give child his own style of play, relate with the child, develop that bonding and trust with the child. जब आपका एक बार ट्रस्ट आ गया, then you can take the child. Floor time approach works really good with children who are with severe autism, with children who are with moderate autism. What is floor time approach? We are here, we are on top in the situation, like in the social circle, I would say. If I'm rating 0 to 10, so I will rate any one of you or me, say 8, 9, 7 on social behavior. But to the child who's with moderate or severe autism, I will rate 1 or 2. अब flow time approach क्या कहता है? I need to go to the level of child, be a buddy with the child, and then gradually grow my level. Child will automatically. So I don't start from where I am or what I want child to be like. I start from what child is, and I behave the same way. I sit on the floor with you. That's why it is called floor time approach. Child sits on floor, I also sit on floor. I maintain my eye contact level with the child eye contact level. I do activities which child is doing. I start repeating the activities which child is doing. I give him a toy, let him play with that toy in his own way. Children with autism, they usually play with one part of the toy. They will line up the toys. They'll play only with the wheels at times. So what I'll do, I will also, usually in usual case, what I do is I tell them, no, don't line up the toys like this. No, don't play with the wheel. Put the car upside down and play like this. That is the usual way of doing it. But in my approach here, flow time, what I'll do is I will allow the child to play and I will start imitating the child. I will also play. Okay, play like this. Okay, I'm also playing the same way how child is. For a few days, 1, 2, 3, 4 days, for a few hours, then child is aligned with. And trust me, severe autism cases, I've dealt with many, and at Spandan, we are dealing daily basis severe autism. We get children with severe autism only, adults. But this approach is working, really working. That first, I work with the child, I allow him to do whatever he wants, and I do the same, what he is doing. I imitate, I copy him. And after a few days, I gradually grow my level of doing things, and child starts copying. Gradually, not in one day. Child was playing with one wheel. I was also playing with one wheel of the car, toy car. Then slowly I started playing with two, child started playing with. So initially child was doing activity, I was following. Now I start playing with 4, child starts playing with 4. Now I turn the car down, back again in the normal position and start playing with the car. Child also starts playing with the car. Because child connects with me. Child feels he and I are alike. That connection. And that connection is there by, nature. We learn from the people who are at our level faster than learning from somebody who's superior than us. Isn't it? We learn, we trust our friends more than our parents. Teenager issues, struggle between teenager parents and children is what? Children want to go to the same school, same college where his friends are going. Children want to do the same activities with friends are doing. And parents are trying to tell them, no, this is wrong, this is right, this is wrong, this is right. Why? Because they connect better. So same approach we can use here and it works with the severe cases. I've worked with many of them. So you apply it. If you are facing any challenge, I'm always available. It's not that this training will end and after 3 months, after 6 months, who will be there? I'm always there to support as long as I'm alive and I'm accessible. I'm there to support. So you can connect with me if you're facing challenges. Okay. All right, coming back to our screen again, questions. Okay, we are there. So now we know ABC, antecedent, behavior, consequence. Yeah, sorry. Somebody said something?
Can you please check the chat box?
Oh, sure. Thank you. Sir, can you please explain more in English? Sure. I'll be using both. I'll be using sure. So now we know antecedent, behavior, consequence. Now, what are the strategies that can be tried? That we have been discussing.
Excuse me, sir, I have left a question. There is a question in the chat box. Can you please check?
I have missed it. Okay. How to make understand my child that how to make friends of her peer group. She is very talkative, asks a lot why questions. She wants to play, but no one wants to play with her as she is politely asking them, can I play with you? Then in that case, one thing is parents' acceptance is required. Your child is with autism, correct? Aksa?
No, sir, she is ID child.
She's okay. So,
ID issue, sir.
So sometimes it comes from the society. Sometimes it comes from the other parents' instructions to their children. Don't play with this child. You will become like him. And that is the major hurdle. Mothers will teach, though you were sitting, they will look at some video or something. Why you were sitting with this child? You are not supposed to sit with this child. So awareness is important. You need to organize some talk. Take experts, organize a talk in your school, organize a talk with your friends group, or you can yourself do it. Let them understand your child's condition and let them know that your child needs support. Trust me, when we ask for support, support comes. But people should be aware about our condition. When people are not aware, they do this. They are scared that if my child plays with this child, they will become like him. Now, other children, they are innocent. They are not scared of becoming the same, but they are not able to relate with the child. That is why they are not playing with your child. They are not able to connect. What they feel is, how would she play with us? She cannot do this. Or even if she tries to play, she plays little slow, and these children, they want to run faster. Run faster means they want to play fast, and she's not able to cope up. So chances are they leave her alone. They don't play. So you need to design some activities, design some play where your child is very comfortable. Give training to your child to play those things first for a few days, then call over other children and teach this same game to those children, and keep some reward into it. Keep some reward for those children, some motivation that, okay, if you play this, if who wins, we will give this chocolate, we'll give this toy, we'll give this, some magic box, something, some excitement for those children. I should have some motivation to play with your child. As a child, if I'm a child, I should have some motivation, because I know your child is struggling. I know that your child is not connecting with me at that intellectual level. So then why would I connect? So I should have some motivation. Then ease of the game is also important. It should not be that easy that it is very easy for me and I get bored. Oh, this I can do. But it should not be that difficult that your child cannot cope with. So activity you need to choose very wisely. What activity you are involving them. Occasion, environment. Give them that kind of environment that they don't want to leave this environment. And in this environment, if they want to play, they have to play with your child. Slowly, they will become accustomed of playing with your child. Maybe your child is asking too many questions. That's why they are getting bothered. So try to play a game where you have dumb charades. Try to teach to your child dumb charades and play where your child does not ask much questions to them. Am I correct? Aksa?
Okay.
Yeah, try
He
these.
is asking many questions. He is giving instructions all the time to the children.
Sorry, she's asking instructions from the children.
No, she is giving instructions to the children. Let's play like this, like this.
That's why I'm saying first thing is what play you are planning, what activity you are planning, choose it wisely. Second thing, children will are not liking these instructions. That's why they're not playing. You already have the answer. So make a activity where she is not allowed to speak. If she speaks, she will be out of the game or she'll be -1 point. Practice with your child.
How to make her understand that's the thing. How to make her understand that she should speak less.
Directly, you don't make her understand that she should speak less. What you need to make her understand is that if this is the activity, these are the rules of the game. As I gave you the example of dumb charades, if she has to play dumb charades, she is not supposed to move. And maybe, you can put a rule that you're not supposed to move from the chair. She needs to sit on the chair only. So if she's not moving and she's dumb, she's not asking questions, automatically other children will also do the same. Try one strategy at a time, one thing at a time, not multiple things. Okay. So now we know antecedent, behavior, consequence, and strategies. Strategies we need to plan, trial and error method. Try this, it doesn't work, try another. अलग अलग तरह आपको एंटीसीडेंट और कॉन्सिक्वेंस को चेंज करने का स्ट्रेटजी बनाना पड़ेगा. यू नीड टू मेक स्ट्रेटजीज टू चेंज एंटीसीडेंट और कॉन्सिक्वेंस. बिहेवियर विल ऑटोमेटिकली चेंज. बिहेवियर अपने आप चेंज हो जाएगा. अब वो स्ट्रेटजीज टेस्टेड हो.
सर एक्सक्यूज मी सर एक क्वेश्चन था, जैसे कि आप अक्सर बात करते हैं विजुअल्स के लिए, तो सर हमारे यहाँ ये विजुअल्स हमें मिल नहीं पाता है, तो ये हम कैसे, मतलब ये विजुअल्स हर चीज, जैसे इमोशंस के लिए बहुत सारी एक्टिविटीज के लिए विजुअल्स हमें कहाँ से मिलेंगे?
वेरी सिंपल, विजुअल कार्ड्स, विजुअल इमोशंस, कार्ड्स फॉर इमोशन, गूगल पे सर्च करो, आपको बहुत सारा मिलेगा, आप उसको प्रिंट निकाल सकते हो।
बहुत सारी चीजें सर टीएलएम में जो होता है, जो नेसेसरी टीएलएम है बच्चों के लिए, वो हमें यहाँ से मिल नहीं पाता है, तो वो
हाँ,
हमें पता भी नहीं चलता कि क्या। एक एक सबसे बड़ा क्वेश्चन ये है ना सर, कि मेन टीएलएम क्या है जो नेसेसरी हर बच्चों को कम से कम दिया जाए, ताकि उसके आई कांटेक्ट डेवलप हो।
कुछ भी
तो
नहीं,
वो
कुछ
मेन।
भी नहीं,
जी।
कुछ भी नहीं है मेन, कुछ भी नहीं है मेन, हर बच्चे को दिया जाए ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं, बिकॉज एवरी चाइल्ड इज डिफरेंट, एवरी चाइल्ड नीड्स अ डिफरेंट। सो बच्चे के नीड्स को असेस करके ही आपको उसके लिए मटेरियल बनाना पड़ेगा। ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है जो हर बच्चे के लिए चाहिए। And most of the things you can use, you can create at home, you can use things which are available at home. बच्चे का आई कांटेक्ट में एक पानी का ग्लास लेके भी डेवलप कर सकता हूँ, बच्चे का हैंड एंड आई कोऑर्डिनेशन में एक कटोरी और ग्लास लेके भी डेवलप कर सकता हूँ। मुझे नहीं चाहिए कि मैं फैंसी साइंटिफिक इक्विपमेंट्स लेके आऊँ और बहुत सारा खर्चा करूं। बच्चे के सेंसरी इश्यूज, टेक्टाइल इश्यूज को मैं घर में अवेलेबल चना, दाल, चावल, इन चीजों से भी सॉर्ट आउट कर सकता हूँ। आई कैन वर्क ऑन दैट टेक्सचर्स की। ठीक है, सो आपको
ओके। यस।
थोड़ा सा रिसर्च करना पड़ेगा। अपने बच्चे की नीड असेसमेंट पहले जरूरी है, बच्चे का असेसमेंट, नीड असेसमेंट इज रियली इम्पोर्टेंट, बिकॉज ऐसा कुछ
सर
एक वगैरह आपको सब
सर
गूगल पे
आपने
मिलता।
सर एक बार आपने शायद लिंक शेयर किया था कि नहीं, हमको वो याद नहीं आ रहा है, बट आपने केस स्टडी के लिए कुछ बोला था कि जैसे अब मेरा बच्चा है तो उसकी केस स्टडी प्लस वो एक क्या था, डाइट चार्ट जो था, डाइटरी कुछ था आपका, तो वो कैसे हम मतलब आपसे कैसे उसको ये करवाएं, चेक करवाएं बच्चे का।
मैम अभी डाइट का तो अभी हमारे एनजीओ ने किया है फॉर फ्यू चिल्ड्रन, टोटल आई थिंक इन टोटल 50 चिल्ड्रन का हमने डाइट असेसमेंट फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट किया है एनजीओ की तरफ से।
हाँ वही सर, डाइट असेसमेंट करवाना था बच्चे का,
तो वो टाइम पे
प्लस
आपको मुझे,
उसका।
हाँ तो वो टाइम पे कनेक्ट करना था, इफ यू वुड हैव कनेक्टेड तो वो आपका फ्री में ही हो जाता था, बट अभी वो हो चुका है। बट यस, डाइट असेसमेंट इज अवेलेबल। मिसेस सुशीला सारंदर है जो कि डाइट असेसमेंट, उनकी टीम है जो ऑटिज्म एंड एडीएचडी ट्रेन्ड न्यूट्रिशनिस्ट है, उनसे हम डाइट असेसमेंट करते हैं। शी इज अ वेरी सीनियर लेडी, 43 इयर्स का उनको एक्सपीरियंस ओवरऑल। सो पीपल वर्क अंडर हर, they do the diet assessment, then the diet reports and all case studies goes to her, she checks up and then creates a diet, और वो डाइट प्लान करके आपको इंडिविजुअल कंसल्टेशन देते हैं। 1 मंथ का उसमें फॉलो अप करते हैं कि क्या हो रहा है, क्या नहीं हो पा रहा है, एंड दैट ऑल इज चार्जेबल 1500 रुपीज ओनली। बीच बीच में हम लोग उसको फ्री में भी करते रहते हैं, जैसे भी हमारे को कहीं से मतलब कुछ भी हमें लगता है कि यस दिस टाइम वी नीड टू डू दिस एक्टिविटी फॉर एनजीओ, so we have some surplus fund from our own training programs and our own ventures,
सर ओके,
so
ये
वो surplus funds से free
1500
में भी।
सर ये 1500 चार्ज है, तो ये कहाँ से मतलब कैसे हम फोन नंबर मिलेगा मुझे
Ma'am,
उनका।
you can connect with me after this session. I'll guide you. Aruna is the coordinator with us. Aruna will coordinate with the team and she'll get it done for you. Okay?
So ये ऑनलाइन भी
ओके
होगा
सर।
क्या?
Online. This is online. This is online. Okay. So that is only for the diet I'm talking about. Apart from that, बच्चे
सर तो
के
डाइट सर ये जो डाइट असेसमेंट है, इससे बच्चे के हेल्थ पे या बिहेवियर या जो भी उसका प्रॉब्लम है उसमें कुछ सुधार होता है क्या?
if we follow it होता है।
होता है।
Only by doing assessment नहीं होगा. You need to follow the diet.
यस यस
Diet
यस
and
यस
autism,
ओके।
diet and autism are correlated. Lot of behavioral issues with the correct diet management, they solve.
आजकल एक बहुत बड़ा इशू, एक बहुत बड़ा ये चल रहा है सर, वो गट इशू का। वो क्या पैटर्न है, उससे भी बोलते हैं कि गट को ठीक करने से ब्रेन ठीक होता है, कुछ ऐसे।
Yes, yes, गट एंड ब्रेन, देखिए हमारे ब्रेन में जो सेल्स मिलते हैं वही हमारे गट में मिलते हैं, इंटेस्टाइन में वो सेल्स हैं, बाकी बॉडी में कहीं भी नहीं है, और वो सेल्स आपस में कम्युनिकेट कर रहे हैं। सो गट को अगर हम सॉर्ट आउट करते हैं तो ब्रेन के डेवलपमेंट पे फर्क पड़ता है, दैट इज फॉर श्योर। ओके, अब वो गट लीकेज इशू सब बच्चों में नहीं होता है। ग्लूटेन फ्री डाइट, कैसिन फ्री डाइट हम शुरू तो कर देते हैं बिना जाने, क्या मेरे बच्चे को वास्तव में ग्लूटेन फ्री या कैसिन फ्री की जरूरत है? डज माय चाइल्ड एक्चुअली नीड्स ग्लूटेन फ्री, कैसिन फ्री डाइट, जीएफसीएफ डाइट? For that I need to do the assessment, a detailed assessment, then only we can decide if it is needed. So that's why I said individual assessment, even for the planning any therapy, you need to have individuals. There is no one thing that is necessary for all the children or that will apply on all the children. Okay. So you connect with me after the session.
नहीं सर, आप TLM प्रोवाइड करते हैं क्या? विजुअल्स TLM प्रोवाइड कराते हैं क्या?
Ma'am, I can find out and give it to you. I don't provide. I don't have ready-made anything. I can get it done. We have experts and the team is there, so we can get it done. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
So antecedent, behavior, consequence, and strategies. Now, after studying all these ABC, we need to plan strategies based upon ANC, change ANC, alter ANC, we will automatically change. Now, while doing this process, what we need to look, analyzing behavior, what we need to look into settings. Settings is environmental settings. Child environment, जो हमने बात किया, actions, हमने क्या actions लिया, क्या triggers था और क्या result, consequence क्या. So trigger and consequence ANC we are looking into. But ANC में भी हमें settings और actions पे भी काम करना है. What are the settings we are working in? Setting means child environment. What is the environment at that time? That also plays a role. And what are our actions? जो हम बात कर रहे थे अभी, आप लोग बोल रहे थे कि हमने बच्चे को डांट दिया. So that is consequence. डांट दिया is not consequence. बच्चे ने वो काम करना बंद कर दिया, बच्चे को रिलैक्स मिल गया, बच्चा वो काम नहीं करना चाहता था, is consequence. डांट दिया is our action. So in the ABC approach, while planning strategies, it is important to look into settings and actions also, along with A and C. A is trigger, C is result. But along with the ANC, we need to look into settings, that is environment, and actions. What actions we are taking, how we are going to implement that strategy. Sometimes ANC, with a lot of therapists, this happens because of the experience at times that we are doing ANC proper, we have the proper child environment also, but the instruction, the actions, how we are giving it is not acceptable by the child. And if that is not acceptable, again, you will not get the desired results. Time of the instruction is also. If child is already hyperactive and that time you are giving instructions. No, you are not doing this. You should not do this. Why you are crying? Don't cry at this time. If you are crying, if you are shouting, I will not give you chocolate. Child is not in position. Child is not in mood to listen to you. Child is not in the settings to listen. At that time, your action should be calm down the child first. After calming him down, you can apply your strategies. Do not apply your, do not do your, apply your strategies or your patterns, trials at the time of behavior. I want to change the behavior, but not at the time of behavior. Okay, so I can change the antecedent, I can change the consequence, but not at the time of behavior. Again, if you change it at the time of behavior, you will not achieve the desired results. Another assignment I'm giving to you now, which is really needed. It will help you to understand this, and it will really help you. Trust me, mark my words. Just print this sheet. I'll share it with you. Just print this sheet or write it down in a diary. It's your choice. For 15 days, do an analysis. I call it, child's directory. Behavior directory, basically. What is child's behavior directory? Whenever a parent is coming to me as a psychologist, when they are visiting me after doing the assessment, once I have done the diagnosis and they are coming to me for the follow-up after a month, I tell them, I give them this homework. That these are the printed sheet. I basically, from my clinic, I give them the printed sheets. Every day, one sheet. And they need to fill it up every day. Then my junior staff, they follow up also. Weekly, twice, there's a protocol to follow up with them, whether they are filling it up on a daily basis or not. They need to visit to me after a month, but a week before, after 3 weeks, they need to submit this to me. After 21 days, they submit this at my clinic, either via courier or via making a PDF into form, and then they send it to us. And then they are allowed, they are given appointment for a follow-up. Otherwise, I don't give them appointment for the follow-up. Okay, why I'm doing this? It's not that I'm so big that I'm doing this. No, I'm doing it for a purpose. There is reason. By doing this analysis, by doing this ABC recording sheet, half of the questions which they are supposed to ask me in the follow-up, they don't come. 50% of their problems are solved. So trust me, if you want to manage the children better, do this for your child. For each child, if you're a therapist, for everyone, but start with one. As an assignment for first 15 days, start with one child. And write down every behavior in the appropriate column. Day and time. आपको एक बच्चे के लिए करना है, शीट को भरना है, 15 दिन के लिए भरना है, कम से कम एक बच्चे के लिए. That is the assignment. Minimum one child for 15 days. After 15 days, आपकी half behavioral problem solve हो जाएंगी. Trust. आप खुद से एनालिसिस कर पाओगे कि मुझे क्या करना चाहिए इस बच्चे से. तो फर्स्ट डेट एंड टाइम, किस डेट को बिहेवियर आया, क्या बिहेवियर, सॉरी कितने बजे आया. टाइम माइट बी हियर एंड देयर, नॉट एग्जैक्टली दैट टाइम. सो 4 बजे की जगह 4:15 भी हो सकता है, 4:30 भी हो सकता है. सो यू नीड टू राइट डाउन डेट, डे एंड टाइम. वेडनेसडे at this date at this time. Then second, you will write the behavior column first. You will fill up the behavior column first of all. So what happened in the behavior? What did child say or do? How often does it happen? For how long does it happen? And how intense it was. It was very severe. The child was self-harming. It was normal. It was average. It was like. What happened before the behavior? Behavior से पहले क्या हो रहा था? बीच वाले कॉलम को पहले भरेंगे behavior को. तो behavior के समय पे क्या हो रहा है? Behavior से पहले क्या हो रहा है? And how did people react to the behavior in consequence? After filling up antecedent, what happened after the behavior? What did you do? What did child do? What did child get out of it ultimately? So what was the reaction of people? Not only you, reaction of people around, the environment, child environment. What did child get out of the behavior? बच्चे को behavior करने के बाद क्या मिला? बच्चे ने क्या अचीव की? वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट. आप इस शीट को 15 दिन लिख लो. डेली आपके पास अनएक्सपेक्टेड बिहेवियर जो है वो 4-5 बार आता है एक बच्चे का. मैक्सिमम 4 to 5 times you get that unexpected behavior. Child suddenly gets hyper or child. So every day 4-5 incidents you need to write. Wisely you need to write what happened before the behavior. Do the analysis of environment. Environment में कुछ change तो नहीं हुआ, वो लिखना है. How did people reacted? Like what? How did granny was there, grandma was there, what she said at that time of behavior, what you did, what your husband said, all these things, and what child achieved. रोज के 5 behavior, 15 दिन में 75 behavior, analysis of 75, you know child half. And if you follow it on daily basis, trust me, mark my words, 80% of the behavioral problems will solve. For rest 20%, you need to work on sensory integration issues also, gut leakage and all those rights issues also. But 80% behavioral problem will solve, and your children will connect with you better. You will understand your child. मैं आपसे कनेक्ट कब हो पाऊंगा? जब आप मुझे समझेंगे. आप मुझे समझेंगे ही नहीं, मुझे सुनेंगे ही नहीं, मुझे जानना ही नहीं चाहेंगे और अपनी चीजें मुझ पे थोपते जाएंगे, ये करो ये करो ये करो. मैं आपसे कनेक्ट ही नहीं हूं. So I'm a child. You want me to improve. You want me to do a lot of things. But you're not trying to understand my challenges. You're not relating with my strength. You're not trying to understand why I behave like this. You're just telling me, don't behave like this, don't behave like this. You're suppressing me by saying, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. Right from morning till evening, don't. Look at my environment, how unhealthy, how negative environment you have made. All the time when somebody comes, you talk about me. ये नहीं करता है, वो नहीं करता है. You take me to doctor, you say this. You take me to a school, you say this. In the school, other children are talking about me like that. In the school, other parents are talking about me. Other teachers are complaining about me. Everywhere I get the environment of complaints. Why the God has given birth to me? Why I have come in this birth? All this is going on. Trust me, कितना depressing environment है. I have just tried to give you a feel of this environment. What children with autism are going through. बच्चा किस एनवायरनमेंट से गुजर रहा है, आप उसको इमोशनली कनेक्ट होके देखो. पूरा टाइम हम उसी के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं. हमारे घर में कोई आ रहा है तब भी उसी की बात कर रहे हैं. अरे ये करने लगा, अरे ये उठने लगा, अरे इसको यहाँ क्यों नहीं ले जाते, इसको नमक चटा दो, इसको नींबू चटा दो, इसको मिर्ची खिला दो, ये ठीक हो जाएगा, इसको बाबा जी के पास ले जाओ, वो ठीक हो जाएगा. मतलब जब से बच्चा पैदा हुआ है हम यही सब चीजें तो करते आ रहे हैं. फिर थेरेपीज, इस डॉक्टर के पास जाना चाहिए, उस डॉक्टर के पास जाना चाहिए. So the same thing, entire day child is facing. When child goes to the school में क्या, तो वहां पे टीचर्स भी वही बात कर रहे हैं, दूसरे बच्चे भी वो बात कर रहे हैं, मैडम ये तो ये नहीं कर सकता है, मैम he cannot do this, मैम you know he has autism. Imagine the situation child is going through, imagine the child environment. So first thing is to correct the environment, then work on ABC. Environment plays an important role in child's development. Half of autism symptoms are gone in any child who comes to Spandan in first 15 days. I'm saying it with, guarantee. Half of their autism symptoms in 15 days. Why? I don't have any medicine. I don't have any miracle. It is just the environment. I'm giving them healthy and positive environment as much as possible. We don't talk about what they are not able to do. We write down what they are not able to do. We don't talk about it. We always talk about what they have learned today, what they have achieved, what they can do, what are our plans for them. We talk to them. And they listen. So this ABC record sheet, आप लोगों को करना है, religiously करो, religiously. If you want to actually do justice to this training program, then you should do this. Nobody is going to come and ask for it. It is your for own learning. कोई आपके पीछे नहीं आएगा. But yes, after doing this for 15 days, if you come back to me, share it with me, and I'll be really happy with it. It will be my reward that, okay, even if 2 people out of you, I think we are 26, 28 today, अगर 28 में से 2 लोगों ने भी किया तो मुझे मेरा सक्सेस लगेगा कि yes, we have done justice to them. So please do this. आपको ये वाला जो ABC रिकॉर्डिंग शीट है ये करने से, बट बच्चे के एनवायरनमेंट पे भी ध्यान. I want to study. Yes. मैं इसको आपको भेजूंगा. I'll send it in the group, so you can take a print out from there. I'll send it in the group. I'll make it big also. Wait. Yes. Sorry, I have put it on a slideshow. Now it is big. Okay. So while doing this, if you have any challenge, please feel free to connect. अगर नहीं समझ आ रहा है किसी को भी, आप मेरे से इंडिविजुअली कनेक्ट कर सकते हैं. ये शीट भरने के टाइम पे इसके प्रिंट्स निकालिए और इसको भरना शुरू कीजिए. Now I want to share one case as a case study. There was a child who came to us with a complaint. Parents' complaint was child starts getting uneasy and hyper behavior, hyperactivity around, afternoon every day. Child is with autism, 8 years old child, but suddenly becomes very hyperactive around 8 years, around afternoon hours. What could be the possible causes? We worked on the ABC and child environment. It was a difficult case because child is non-verbal, child cannot speak and say, behavior is hyperactive and intense hyperactivity, severe hyperactivity, self-harming or hyperactivity, aggression, that is there. So we worked on this sheet. इस सिचुएशन को हम इस शीट पे कैसा लिखेंगे? आई एम ट्रांसलेटिंग इन हिंदी. एक बच्चा है जो 8 साल का है, कंप्लेंट लेके पेरेंट्स मेरे पास आते हैं कि पिछले कुछ दिनों से, फॉर लास्ट फ्यू डेज, पिछले कुछ दिनों से बच्चा रोज आफ्टरनून में हाइपर हो रहा है, बहुत ज्यादा सडनली हो रहा है, हमें नहीं पता क्यों हो रहा है. अगर वो सो रहा है तो भी उठ के बैठ जाता है. इफ ही स्लीपिंग ही गेट्स अप एंड ही स्टार्ट्स शोइंग हाइपर एक्टिविटी, सेल्फ हार्मिंग कर रहा है, गुस्सा कर रहा है, एग्रेशन शो कर रहा है. तो वहां पे हमने ये शीट को यूज किया. सो वी डिड 2 थिंग्स. वन इज एनवायरमेंटल एनालिसिस कि एनवायरमेंट क्या है. अनदर इज एबीसी रिकॉर्ड शीट. आफ्टर डूइंग इट फॉर ए वीक, हमें समझ में आया कि बच्चा क्यों हाइपर है. एंटीसीडेंट्स, क्या एंटीसीडेंट हो सकते हैं? लेट अस ट्रांसलेट इन इंग्लिश. After a week, after filling up this ABC recording sheet for 1 week, we worked on what are the possible antecedents. When it is happening afternoon, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday, it didn't happen. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, it's happened. So one day in a week on Wednesday, child was peaceful. But 6 days, it happened. What time did it happen? 4 o'clock. What happened? Child became aggressive, started throwing things. Okay. Where did it happen? Where was the child? What was the environment? Child was at home. Child was in his room, playing with toys. One day he was sleeping. Again, he woke up and he started doing it. One day he was just watching TV, but again the same behavior he showed. So what happened before the behavior? Child had lunch at 2 o'clock. So we did analysis of the diet, that in the entire week, what he ate, maybe it is a gastric trouble because of that child is doing. Since child is with severe autism and non-verbal, बोल के तो नहीं बता सकते, cannot say. And so हमने बच्चे का डाइट का भी चार्ट देखा कि पूरे हफ्ते में हमने क्या क्या खिलाया. So there is variation in diet. So we tried to eliminate. First 2 days we worked on the diet. Because first thought was maybe gastric trouble, stomach ache, and child is doing this. So we worked on the diet. So 2 days we gave him antacid, we gave him light food, khichdi, porridge, all those things. But again, the same behavior occurred. Then we realized that it is not related to diet. Then what it was? How did it people reacted to behavior? We settled down, calm him down. What did child achieve out of the behavior? We don't know. Just how long it happened. So how long it happened? 10 to 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, behavior settles. Now, second thing is it's investigation. How you investigate for a crime? So it's an investigation. So diet change karne se nahi hua. Then we thought that is the strategies, trial and error. When it has not happened, let us see what changed in the environment that day. So on Wednesday, this behavior was not there. So Wednesday को ये behavior नहीं आया, बाकी सब दिन आया. तो उस दिन ऐसा क्या हुआ कि ये behavior नहीं आया? Environmental analysis. बच्चा किसके साथ था? Child was with mother. What was mother doing? Mother was doing the daily routines. Attention was given to the child. Who else was involved in the environment? There was nobody else at home. But then when Wednesday something has not happened, think. जब बार-बार parent को ऐसा बोला, then mother said, I asked in the environmental analysis, my question was, who else comes to your home? Does the doorbell ring at that time? Something happens in the environment. Then she said, हाँ हमारी maid आती है, but वो तो रोज आती है, खाना बना के वो बर्तन करके चली जाती है. So the mother said, yes, maid comes, but she comes every day. She cleans the vessels and goes back. And she doesn't even interact with the child. Child is in the bedroom. She comes in the kitchen. So the access to the kitchen is not via bedroom. So child does not even look at her. Child is not even aware that she has come. That was the point. Child was auditory hypersensitive. Maid comes, cleans the vessels and goes. But the noise, the sound she makes, बर्तनों की आवाज जो आती, that was bothering the child. So after doing this ABC recording sheet and the environmental analysis, जो last 2 weeks में हमने जो सीखा है, this case was solved. Then what we did is change the timings of the maid, and the timing when child is not at home, child is at therapy center, that time it started coming, and this behavior never occurred. So you relate to it, how important it is to do. Small change in the environment bothered child so much. Minute change, a person with whom we are not even interacting. So child environment is very, very important. Same time, this ABC recording. So prepare a diary of ABC approach for any one of your family member. I've written here, that is children with autism, and 15 incidents to do analysis. Actually, why I've written family member? Because behavioral communication is not only for autism, it is for the journal courses also, other training programs also. So this slide has been taken from there, and there we do an assessment of when you have issues in the family. So there also we do ABC analysis. The approach is little different, but the same approach. So it's a universal approach which we use. Challenging behavior, addressing the challenging behavior, record the behavior, actions. आपको behavior वाले column में वो सब record करना है कि क्या क्या action हुए, कैसे कैसे हुए, कितने intense हुए, कितनी देर तक हुए. Analyze the underlying cause, settings and trigger. As I'm saying, settings and triggers are antecedents and child involved. Analyze the consequences. क्या result हुआ? Alter the triggers or results. या तो ट्रिगर को रिजल्ट अल्टर कर दो, जो ट्रिगर था बर्तनों की आवाज, तो दैट वाज द ट्रिगर, द साउंड, द नॉइज व्हिच वाज कमिंग फ्रॉम द वेसल्स. सो वी चेंज द टाइमिंग ऑफ द मेड, alter the trigger, behavior is gone. Or in other situations, alter the results, behavior is gone. Analyze the function of the action and teach more appropriate responses. Now this is the final strategy. आपने alter तो कर दिया behavior, but function of the action क्या है? वो action क्या है? Is it necessary? Now child has to go to the school. Child gets hyper looking at other children. Now this you cannot alter. Child so where to go to the school. So we need to, child does not want to share anything with other child. That's why child gets hyper. Other children come to the child in lunch break and ask for the tiffin. That time child gets hyper. By hyperactivity, children go away. So the child is showing, the child has learned this pattern that if I don't want to share my tiffin, I just need to show the hyperactive behavior. And child is doing that behavior. But we need to teach the child more appropriate behavior. How to say no, not to do this. That is the final conclusion.
Sir, this hypersensitivity towards sound, does it go away, or like how to manage that actually?
It goes away. Speech and language pathologist can give you exercises by which they give strength to your muscles. There sometimes we have weak muscles. I'm not on auditory track. I'm not very much trained into it. But yes, they give you the exercises, they do the therapies, and it slowly goes away. Exposing the child to the same environment again and again also helps them. But it cannot happen overnight. Like people who live very close to highway and their windows open towards highway or towards railway track, they are immune to that sound. But if you are as a guest go to their house for one day and stay, it becomes for you difficult. It becomes very difficult. People who live in the busy crowded area, for them they are immune to that sound because they automatically learn to ignore that sound. But for you, it will become very troublesome to ignore. Yeah, so same time so adaptiveness also comes, but along with that, we need to go into the root cause of this hyposensitivity or hypersensitivity and work on the sensory issues as well. So the SI experts, sensory integration experts can also help you, and speech and language pathologists, both can help us in this situation. Okay, there are some messages in the chat box. Let me see. Annalisa has written hi and good evening. Okay, no problems. Hello. Behavior support plans, how to support the behavior. So identify the behavior of concern. I've told you right in the beginning, acceptable behavior or unacceptable. They classify the behavior. So which are the behavior which are of concern? And from that also, do not work on multiple behaviors at a time. Categorize them. Easier behavior to handle, difficult behavior. Start with the easy ones, not with the difficult ones. So always start one thing at a time and easiest thing first of all. How we teach our children? We teach them addition and subtraction first, then multiplication we come to. So as a therapist also, I should work on the easier task first. Once easier tasks are solved, then the tougher ones. Why? Because children will also gain confidence in the due process. They will connect with you in the due process. Then they'll be prepared to take the challenges. Then know the triggers, apply management strategies, trial and error, reducing impact of incidents. जो इंसिडेंट हो रहे हैं उनका इम्पैक्ट कम करना है. Response strategies to each stage. बच्चे को सिखाना है कि response कैसे करना है हर strategy को. Follow up, debrief, review, evaluate. So follow-up is very important. Review is very important. One thing, one task child has learned, one behavior child has learned, we can't just leave it. We need to keep on following every week. If I've taught some strategy to the child, once child has excelled in that strategy, okay, the frequency of teaching that reduces, but teaching goes on in autism. Daily, I'm teaching one hand and eye coordination to the child. Now child has developed hand and eye coordination. But in my plans, therapy plans, IEPs and therapy plans for the child, this strategy, this activity will come every quarter once. Though child has already excelled on it, but every quarter follow-up will be there. Observation, review will also be there. So anytime I'm doing the assessment, I'll not take it for granted that child knows this. मुझे वो observation फिर से करना है. मुझे उसको periodically वो चीजों को repeat करा. जो चीजें मैं आज पहले वीक में डेली कर रहा हूँ, अब पहले वीक में मुझे दिखा कि now child has learned it, नेक्स्ट वीक में मैं उसको अल्टरनेट डे पे करूंगा, एकदम से स्टॉप नहीं करूंगा. थर्ड वीक में मैं उसको ट्वाइस ए वीक करूंगा, देन वंस ए वीक फॉर अ मंथ कंटिन्यू करूँ, लाइक 4 वीक्स तक वंस ए वीक करता जाऊँ, फिर बाय मंथली कर दूंगा 15 डेज में एक बार, फिर मैं उसको मंथली वंस पे डाल दूँ, एंड देन 2 मंथ्स में एक बार, फिर 3 मंथ्स में एक बार, एंड क्वार्टरली कंटिन्यू करूँ. Quarterly once I will continue those activities. By doing this, we have seen that sudden regression when it comes, हम चीजों को manage कर पाते. Because autism has one thing, that is regression. That is also, you know, autism's what do you call property. So by doing this review and evaluating again and again, we can analyze when sudden regression is about. रिग्रेशन को हम कंट्रोल कर पाएंगे बाय फॉलो, एंड रिग्रेशन को हम जज कर पाएंगे बाय इवैल्यूएशन. रिव्यू, periodical review is important. Parents make this mistake. They go for a diagnosis at the beginning once they know child is having this autism, this severity, this is that, and then they don't do follow-up. They go only for the therapies. Therapist is doing their own job. But therapist, as an occupational therapist, they are working on the occupational therapy. As a speech and language pathologist, they are specialized and working in their area. But periodical evaluation of child's overall development by a clinical expert is necessary. Where my child has reached overall. Classes are there in classroom, there are various teachers, but there is one single class teacher. And over that class teacher, there is a principal in school. Class teacher knows the class much better than the subject teachers, isn't it? And children, they give monthly test of their subjects, mathematics, monthly test, English, monthly test. But then overall evaluation by monthly, like after 6 months, quarterly, 6 months, and then finally annual examination is there. So the same pattern should be done in our therapy session. That should be done. So review, evaluate, follow up, that you need to do. Response of each strategies at each stage should be recorded. So when we work on autism behavior management scientifically, that works beautifully. Okay. Practical suggestions. Now I have already given you examples. I've already given you practical suggestions. So any other practical suggestions, if you have the questions, I can come up with. Incorporate a routine, minimize unstructured time. So keep them occupied with this structured time. That activity, this activity, purpose of the activity. It's not that bachche ko play time hai and bachcha is playing anything and I'm giving, any day I'm giving anything. That should be meaningful play. What I'm trying to achieve with that play, which areas I'm targeting. Development happens every second. Every second should be noted because child is growing. I am working on the early intervention. I'm working with the child when golden developmental years are there. So every second is important. So free play also should be structured. What I'm trying to achieve, on which area I'm working on. Okay. Be aware of the environment. That is important. I'm again and again stressing upon the environment. Use practical problem solving. Use practical solutions to the problem. think about individual in terms of their autism. अभी मैंने आपको फील कराया कि मैं किस एनवायरनमेंट में जी रहा हूँ, अगर मुझे ऑटिज्म है तो मैं पूरा दिन क्या सुन रहा हूँ. सो वैसा ही आपको फील करना है कि उनका इंडिविजुअल एनवायरनमेंट क्या है और उनके एंगल से सोच के देखो. Once you start thinking from their angle, solution of every problem is there when you put yourself in the shoes of the other person. That's what we psychologists do. हम आपको एज अ काउंसलर हम सपोर्ट कब कर पाते हैं, जब हम अपने आप को आपकी सिचुएशन में डालते हैं, पूरा आपका एनवायरमेंटल एनालिसिस करते हैं, पीपल अराउंड, एनवायरमेंट अराउंड, योर प्रॉब्लम्स, चैलेंजेस वी कंसिडर, देन वी गिव यू द प्रैक्टिकल सॉल्यूशंस एंड दोज आर लाइक इफेक्टिव. ऐसा ही ऑटिज्म में करना है. बच्चे को अंडरस्टैंड करना है, बच्चे की प्रॉब्लम में हमें खुद को अपने आप को उस सिचुएशन में डालना है कि जहां पे बच्चा है, एंड देन वी नीड टू प्लान द थिंग्स. Involve everyone. Yes, this is very important. If you are a therapist, involve parents. If you are a parent, involve therapist. Involve family members who live with you under the same roof. Involve your husband also. So involve as many people as possible. Then you see the results much better. Ensure consistency. Today I am doing this, tomorrow nahi kiya chalega. Day after tomorrow I am doing this. After 2 days I'll do this. No. Consistency until the desired goal is achieved. So plan things and until the desired goal is achieved. Early intervention is the key. Prevention is better than cure. Is there a prevention for autism? No. Then why I have written this line? Prevention of regression. Early intervention is the key. As early as possible, if you know that autism is there, you start working. So that is the key. And prevention of regression is the key. So regression analysis is also very, very important. Before we go ahead with this, I think this is all. I will take 5 more minutes and talk about depression in autism. ऑटिज्म के बच्चों को बहुत डिप्रेशन भी होता है, जो कि हम तो बात ही नहीं करते बच्चों के डिप्रेशन की. Have you ever heard of any child pediatric depression? किसी ने भी यहाँ पे सुना है आज तक कोई बच्चे को कि मेरा बच्चा डिप्रेशन में है? Not, don't talk about autism, I'm talking about all the children. किसी भी स्कूल ने ऐसा बोला है कि आपके बच्चे को डिप्रेशन का असेसमेंट कराओ? कोई भी पेशेंट आपने आज तक देखा है जो बच्चा डिप्रेशन में है? Any one of you? You all are experts, seniors. See, that is the condition that we don't even talk about. Depression happens to children as well. It is not only the adults' problem. Depression happens to children also. But we don't talk about it, we don't do anything. And now research have proven children with autism are 4 times prone to depression than the regular children. 4 times. And this depression might lead to regression in autism. And why this depression comes is because of the environment, because of the people around us, because of the infinity round the clock I have. My struggles, my challenges, that puts me to depression. Depression का कोई और reason होता ही नहीं. Depression का reason ही मेरे struggle, मेरे challenges होते हैं life. बच्चों को तो बहुत, autism वाले बच्चों को तो बहुत struggle है, बहुत challenges है. तो depression आने के chances हैं. 4 times ज्यादा chances हैं, scientifically prove हो चुका है. Research ने बता दिया है कि autism के बच्चों को 4 times ज्यादा chance होते हैं depression. Now the worst part is autism symptoms, depression symptoms, they are overlapping. डिप्रेशन में बच्चा बात करना बंद कर देता है, ऑटिज्म में तो बात ही नहीं कर रहा है. डिप्रेशन में बच्चा लोनली हो जाता है, लोनली अकेला रहना पसंद करता है, अकेला खेलता है, अकेला चीजें करता है. ऑटिज्म में तो बच्चा पहले से ही अकेला है. तो मैं डायग्नोज कैसे करूंगा ऑटिज्म में डिप्रेशन? राइट. सो डिप्रेशन एंड ऑटिज्म दे हैव overlapping symptoms, and chances of undetectiveness of depression in autism are very high, and because of that regression occurs. So regression in autism, which we say it is a property of autism, regression तो होता ही है, हो ही जाता है, हो ही जाता है नहीं. अगर आपने चाइल्ड एनवायरनमेंट शुरू से अच्छा रखा है, पॉजिटिव रखा है, तो रिग्रेशन के चांसेस बहुत कम है. There are very less chances of regression in autism if you have we have worked on the environment.
Sir,
Yes.
how do we understand that somebody is going under the depression?
Somebody,
Especially, especially the child.
Yeah, that is what I am saying. It is very difficult because symptoms are overlapping, isn't it?
Can you give an example of a symptom?
बच्चा अकेला रहता है. डिप्रेशन में इंसान अकेला रहने लगता है. In depression, person wants to live alone, be aloof. Aloof is the right word. अकेलेपन में रहना. And child with autism, many children with autism, they like to be aloof. Same symptoms, overlapping. The child with autism is already living aloof, and then if depression is there, symptom is same. I'm not able to change. बात करना बंद कर देते हैं. They become less communicative, less talkative. Patients with depression, be adult, be child, they stop talking. My child is with autism and already non-verbal or already on one words. So बात करना तो बंद कैसे करेगा? बात तो बंद ही है पहले से. Overlapping आ गया ना. Oversleeping. डिप्रेशन में या तो बिल्कुल नींद चली जाती है, बहुत ज्यादा नींद आती है. Children with autism, they oversleep or they don't sleep. So now how to diagnose that child is going through depression and autism? It is difficult, and that's why chances are 4 times more for children with autism to go into depression. There is no questionnaire where I can give it to adults. I have a questionnaire which I call as tools. So we have depression scaling tools. We give it to them, anxiety scaling tools, depression. We give it to them, they fill it up. We come to know that a red flag is there. Then we talk to them and do our observation and declare depression. But children with autism, they cannot fill up my questionnaire also. So it is a situation which is, I would say that controllable, pre-hand control. If we right from beginning, we keep that environment that this situation should not come. That's why I've written prevention is better than the cure. So we need to prevent. We need to create such environment. And this ABC analysis also helps us in that. Every behavior we keep on analyzing, minute change in the behavior pattern. Because by analyzing this, you will know the pattern of children. You will come to know the pattern. बच्चे ने बीच में potty कर दिया, but child is not toilet trained and child does potty in the groups. Before doing that potty, every day child shows one sign to you, which we fail to observe. And we say कि ये रोज potty करता है, every day he does potty. But when you start filling up all that behavior sheet, you will find the similarity. Okay, before today child is doing this, but what is after that child has done potty. But before that, child showed me this. And when you see 15 days, you see every day child is showing this finger and then doing this, or child is communicating one way, child is making this sound, and then doing what? Now you will become more observant. As soon as child does sound, you understand, okay, child must do. You start understanding the needs of children with this ABC analysis. Okay. Now I am coming to most important things. Both parents' involvement is important. Family education is important. Your own health and me time is important. I think I've discussed this before also. Continuity of therapies, whatever therapies are going on. So continuity of therapies is important. Respite care is important. What is respite care? That child is under care of some other people once in fortnight, I suggest. Some other people means people whom you trust, your grandfather, child's grandparents, or your brother, sister. For one day, child's get, every day mother is taking care, but one day child goes to somebody else, or one day father takes an off once in fortnight and looks after all the needs of child. And then mother is getting her own me time. That is respect care. That's where child connects with other people also, and it prepares you for emergency situations. Usually क्या होता है in Indian subcontinent, I usually see it's only the mothers who are taking care of the child. They have sacrificed their career. पूरा टाइम मदर्स ही हैं जो बच्चे की केयर कर रही है. पूरा टाइम बच्चे को भी मदर की आदत हो गई है पूरा टाइम. अब बच्चा किसी और के हाथ से खाना भी नहीं खाता है, कपड़े भी नहीं पहनता है, नहाता भी नहीं है. Suddenly, God forbid, there is an emergency. Mother has to be admitted in the hospital. Now what will happen to this child? Child will go into regression. Immediately child will go into regression. वो खाएगा नहीं, वो पिएगा नहीं, वो बात करना बंद कर देगा, उसको मदर ही चाहिए, और मदर तो ऐसी सिचुएशन में नहीं है कि बच्चे के पास है. आप क्या करें? तो टू प्रिपेयर चाइल्ड फॉर दैट वी प्रमोट रेस्पेक्ट. Be it your husband, be it your mother, be it your brother, be it your sister, prepare someone who can support you, or your close friend whom you can trust, so who can support you in this situation. So prepare them well in advance. Suddenly mother वहां चलेगी, अब ग्रानी आ गई, ग्रानी बच्चे की केयर कर रही है, बेचारी बहुत अच्छे से कर रही है, but granny does not know how to handle this child because child is with autism. She has never handled the child. Always mother, not only granny, even fathers do not know how to handle the child. फिर क्या होगा? Child will go into, because child will be left alone, या उसके ऊपर गुस्सा उतारा जाएगा, या उसको कमरे में बंद कर दिया जाएगा, और वो वापस से रिग्रेशन में जाएगा. So if you have somebody who is prepared to do all these things, and this preparation will take months, it will not happen overnight. So if every fortnight once, 15 दिन में एक बार, for one day, no, if not possible for the entire day, for 5 hours, 4 hours, there is someone who is looking after the child and you are not interfering. Someone who is looking after and you are giving instructions. Do this, don't do this. No, that will not work. Someone who is looking after the child, you give pre-hand instructions that child likes this, and then you leave the child with them. You also have your own, as a mother, you have your own mental stress. You also get some breathing space, your own me time. Learn communication, child's communication by behavior. These are the most important things. Now I'm open to the questions. And for the session today, I mean the slideshow presentation, I'm open to the questions. Are you able to relate to this session? Am I doing justice? Am I able to fulfill the relation? Are you finding it that it is really connecting to you with the real situations? आप समझ पा रहे हैं?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
तो आपको ऐसी सिचुएशंस जो हमने आज डिस्कस की हैं, बिहेवियरल सिचुएशंस, आपको काफी सारी मिली होंगी. यू माइट हैव फेस्ड these situations in past. Now do this ABC analysis and environmental analysis जो हमने last time सीखा. Screen the environment of the child. Whenever, even if you're a therapist also, teacher also, try to screen the environment. Ask questions to parents, what kind of environment they are giving to child, and educate them. Create awareness about positive environment, how important it is in a child's development. Small achievements should be celebrated. Child should feel, okay, how we celebrate if my child comes first in the class, how we celebrate. So it should be celebrated. See, these children with autism are very innocent. They are not with special needs. I'm against talking the word special needs. Trust me, they are with limited needs. How many times your child comes to you and says, मुझे वो वाला कार चाहिए, मेरे फ्रेंड ने वो खरीदा है, मुझे वो चाहिए, मुझे ऐसा बैग चाहिए, मुझे रेड कलर का टी शर्ट चाहिए, मुझे येलो टी शर्ट चाहिए. How many demands they have with you? Minimum demands. Their needs are, they are with limited needs. They are not with special needs. We just need special training to handle them. That's it. Yes, open to the questions, please.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
You were talking about the speech that you cannot understand or that does not make any sense. Like I have two kids, so they speak in such a tone or rhythm that exactly means like coincide with how we speak, but their words are like meaningless. So how to interpret that?
See, we don't have to interpret. We need to do the behavior analysis, and with behavior, we need to see what they are achieving by doing that, or in what situation they are making that sound.
Each and every time, it is not sound. It is like something they are replying to every question they are being asked. If I ask their name, what is your name? तुम्हारा नाम क्या है? So they'll say, means like I cannot, anyone can't understand that word. But
So it
they
means,
always,
yeah.
so
Continue.
they always speak, they reply in such a way.
Huh,
So, but
so-
their words are like, we cannot understand. The word is like distorted or something.
Right. So it means they need speech and language therapy. They are making sound. I will not call it word because these are
Yeah,
meaningless.
that's not word.
Yeah,
Yeah, meaningless.
these are meaningless, right? So they're making sound. They're copying sound. So they have developed, they have that much, skill they have, that they are not purely non-verbal. They are at the stage of imitating. They are imitating sound. जो sound वो सुन रहे हैं, वो sound वो निकाल रहे हैं. वो अपनी मर्जी से meaningless sound निकाल रहे हैं. अब उनको regularization की जरूरत है by a speech and language pathologist, जो उनको words बोलना सिखाएगा. They have exercises, they have tools. With that, they teach them to take out such sounds and then connect them. तो पहला step होगा single letter का sound बनाना. दूसरा step होगा, so first step speech and language में यही होता है कि पहले वो sound निकालना शुरू कर. तो sound already वो बच्चे निकाल रहे हैं, right? They are already coming out with the sound. Now they need to put up for the speech and language. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yes, any other question? How to deal with a child who is having poor listening skills, but repeatedly asking same question even though we answer her and even though she knows the answer. One thing is, let us not assume that she knows the answer. Let us not assume. Sometimes we assume she knows. Just because she's, when we question her, she is answering, but not necessarily she knows that this is the answer. She knows, आपने question किया, what is the color of my cap? And she answers red. But does not mean that she is saying red color as red. She is saying cap is red. Are you really connecting with me? What I mean to say? What is the color of my cap? I'm saying red. So what she has registered in her mind, whenever this question is asked, I need to answer it. Even if I put a blue cap and ask what is the color of my cap, she will say red. And we assume that she knows the answer because I'm always wearing red cap and she's answering red. So I assume that she is answering red. But she is what she has registered in her mind. इसी के लिए generalization is important. Whenever you're doing a therapy, you need to change the tools, you need to change people, you need to change environment. We have discussed generalization. Generalization, why it is important? Cap, you're putting on red cap, you're putting on yellow cap, you're putting on green cap. Now you ask the question. And if she's answering red every time, it means your input has gone in wrong place. Your input has gone that anytime they ask this question of cap, I need to answer red. That is how she is registered. She has not registered with it with the color that this is red. And not only the cap is red, we need to show her pen is red, we need to show her post, like paper is red, we need to show her frock is red or sari is red. Like that, we need to show 10 things to connect with her what is red. So don't assume that they know the answer. Second thing, there are some children who are over inquisitive. So they'll keep on asking the same question. How about we giving them the questions to ask? How about we giving them the objects to ask questions about? So they will not ask the same question. It means the child is getting a lot of free time and child is not having that processing in his brain that what else she can ask, so she is asking. Again and again. And repetition. Repetition is a very common phenomena of autism. So they are repeating. You are also repeating the same answer. Rather than answering the same, rephrase. If she is asking a question, answer that question and rephrase, divert her mind, kind of force her mind to process some other information, to think about something else.
She doesn't have autism.
Sorry?
She doesn't have autism.
No matter she doesn't have autism, it's not necessary somebody has to have autism for this. It's for anyone. If I ask, keep on, it's okay. Okay. Now I'm asking you a question. I'm giving you time to ask questions. If I make it compulsory that everybody has to ask a question, and if you don't have any question with you, what will you do? You will try to rephrase the questions of others. 5 people have asked the question. I usually get 6 questions, which is repeated. Just because for the sake of asking question, because compulsorily you have to ask a question, you will ask. So autism does not play a role there. I'm talking about in general, about the brain processing. So people ask questions to take the inputs. All the children, all adults. And whatever inputs come, we register those inputs in our mind. And then whenever we get back into the same situation, we connect them. Even after 5 years, I'm telling you today, even after 5 years, if you get a visualization, if you get a case where you see child is gone into regression suddenly, you do the environmental analysis, you will think about depression. Because today I've told you about it. You will think and you will relate with this class after 5 years, not today when you are put up in that situation. So people take questions, take inputs, they register their inputs. Now when the children who are inquisitive, they have a lot of questions. Now if they don't have new things to explore, they will keep on asking same question. They'll keep on asking same things. So give them ventures and opportunities to learn. This child, I say that child, if you need to do a detailed analysis, whomsoever professional, clinical psychologist you are going to, please discuss with them. But I believe that your child is a special child, but not a special child in the sense of autism. A special child who is born with over inquisitive. And such children perform really well. They become scientists. Because they try to find out why in everything, why this is happening, why this is happening, why this, and they keep on thinking. So their cognitive skills are very strong. They perform really great in field of research, field of science, research side they go, they do really great job. Okay, so it's an excellent point.
Low cognitive skills.
Huh?
She has low cognitive skills. Her IQ is 85.
IQ 85 is not bad. Who says IQ 85 is bad?
No, I'm not saying it's bad, but her cognition levels is less. She doesn't understand simple things.
Yeah, so she will take time. You have already mentioned that she is learning slowly.
Yes.
Things which are simple for you. You are saying she doesn't understand simple things. Please look at those things from her angle. Those are not simple things. Those are simple for you because you have learned them. Talking about autism for 10 hours at a stretch is simple for me. Trust me. Because for the last so many years, I'm practicing only in autism. So मेरे लिए सिंपल हो सकता है, बट आपके लिए आप में से किसी एक के लिए 1 घंटा 2 घंटा से ज्यादा ऑटिज्म के बारे में बात करना सिंपल नहीं होगा. आपको लगेगा अब क्या बात करें, हो गया ऑटिज्म तो. स्पीच थेरेपी है, ऑक्यूपेशनल थेरेपी है और बिहेवियर थेरेपी है, डाइट के बारे में बात कर लिया, अभी मैं क्या ऐड ऑन करूं? यू विल से दिस. So same is with the child. She is learning things slowly. Make things simple for her from her angle. Okay. So you need to make she is learning. But I am telling you, you mark my words, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years down, I don't know your child's age, but the way you are describing the child, you will see her performing really well in the areas of this.
The areas of what, sir?
Areas of research I'm talking.
Thank you.
Yeah. Proper training is required. Proper attention training, everything is required. But such into anything which is into detailing, such children perform really well. Children with learning disabilities, they perform really well into detailing. Children with autism, they perform really well into, tasks which are repetitive tasks, which they need to continue doing again and again, which are into like say, if I put them in, if you put me into a task which I need to keep on doing the whole day, kind of, say, packing, box packing. My job is to keep on packing the boxes whole day. I'll get bored of it. Children with autism, they will not get bored of it. They'll keep on packing the boxes. You give them 100 boxes, 200 boxes, they'll continue. They will not leave the task until it is done. Okay. Sir, please share the details of diet and nutrition course. Okay. Thank you, Medha ma'am. Diet and nutrition course, one batch is already over. Now next batch, we are working on it because of the learnings of previous 3 batches. We have understood that it's not that simple as we thought to train people on diet and nutrition for autism. And Dr. Sushila Sarandar and me, we both are working on a detailed diploma program in diet and nutrition. So that will come up soon, but maybe 2-3 months down the line. I'll surely inform you. Whenever it is coming up, I'll surely. Yes.
सर
Yes.
सर
Yes.
स्पीच का पूरा सर स्पीच एक पूरा जैसे A to Z टूल्स जो हम अप्लाई करते हैं आ बा वॉइस जो निकालते हैं मतलब A to Z स्पीच का कोर्स का मतलब कैसे आप करवाएंगे हम लोग को
मैम A to Z के लिए it takes BASLP, MASLP and PhD in SLP. Okay. So you need to join in a regular program when you want to learn A to Z. These online programs are for awareness. यहाँ पे हमारे पास time foundation हो जाता है. साथ में हमारे पास यहाँ पे barrier होता है कि we are doing it online. Physically we are not there. So and these are short-term trainings. So these can touch the subject. Be it autism, be it any training which we are doing, we are touching into the subject and creating awareness and providing some support. But if you want to do a detailing A to Z, then you should join a regular training program, regular degree program, rather, where you have a college setup.
हाँ तो वो रेगुलर ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम कैसे ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं और उसके चार्जेस क्या
Regular training not from us. You go to the RCI website, you will find a lot of trainings which they have the regular trainings and find out in your location which is the college affiliated to RCI and register.
सर हम ऑनलाइन की बात करें एक्चुअली RCI रजिस्टर्ड जितने भी ऑफलाइन कोर्सेज लेते हैं
offline. Online we do not have any. We have a speech and language training program which is for two months, 2 levels. जहाँ पे first month में हम करते हैं, we talk. It's on Saturday and Sunday, 2 hours each. And first month.
Yes, sir, I joined it.
हाँ. First month.
मैंने join किया था ये. हाँ जी.
So first month was on fundamentals and second was on practical.
Yes.
Case study, right? तो हमारे पास speech and language में वो ही training. उससे detailed कोई भी नहीं.
अच्छा. Second में sir, second part में क्या है?
Second part level 2 which is on the case discussions, case study, जहाँ पे आप cases लेते हैं और practical approach सीखते हैं, OPM exercises सीखते हैं, case studies सीखते
हैं. Okay. तो सर एक ये डिटेल्ड प्रोग्राम भी करवाइए ना आप.
मैम डिटेल्ड प्रोग्राम में क्या प्रॉब्लम है मैं आपको बताता हूँ. See, we cannot give a license to practice to anyone. A doctor who learns in MBBS for 5 years cannot be made online in 2 months. A speech therapist who learns in 7 years, 6 years of the studies, regular studies, वो हम 4 दिन में या 2 महीने के 3 महीने के कोर्स में नहीं बना सकते. Right? You agree with me? So we are not providing any license to practice. Now what happens is, if we have a detailed training program, then people feel that we have become speech and language therapists, and then they start their own clinic and practice, which is unethical. So what we are trying to do is multidisciplinary approach. Multidisciplinary approach is there are so many areas, like all the professionals should know what others are doing and why others are doing. But when it is to be forwarded to that person, that should go there. Like today also in the session you have seen, there was a question on detailed ABA. What all are the ABA protocols or what all are the ABA contents? What I said, the expert will take the session. There was a question on speech. What I said, speech and language pathologists ko consult karo. Why? Because this is their expertise. They have learned it. They are working on it. They should practice. Okay, I cannot practice on that. Though I have done ABA, I have done. My organization is doing ABA trainings, but that is not. I'm not the lecturer for that. I'm not the expert in that. So I don't want to give you half of the knowledge. The expert should give that knowledge. Similarly, therapies, when it comes to doing therapies, the expert should do it. But multidisciplinary approach is promoted because we need to work, especially for managing autism, we need to work in coordination with each other. What we are seeing nowadays is lacking is autist is working individually, speech and language pathologist is working individually. Dietitian तो है ही नहीं market में. Dietitian who are trained on autism, they are very, very rare. We don't have dietitian. Pediatric rehab center, you all must, most of you have visited pediatric rehab center. Just tell me how many pediatric rehab centers had a dietitian on their, even on their board, on their bed. Negligible. Not even 1%. Not even 1%. Whereas my experience also says, and it is proven that autism can be well managed with diet controls, with correct diet. Mothers are falling prey for, somebody is advertising peanut butter, somebody is advertising some brain tonic, somebody is advertising some gluten-free diet, and mothers are falling prey for. बिना प्रॉपर डाइट असेसमेंट के हम बच्चे का न्यूट्रिशन सप्लीमेंट शुरू कर रहे हैं, हम ग्लूटोन को बंद कर रहे हैं जो कि डेवलपमेंट के लिए जरूरी है बच्चे के लिए, हम मिल्क प्रोडक्ट, डेयरी प्रोडक्ट्स बंद कर देते हैं. अरे आप ग्लूटोन फ्री डाइट दे रहे हो, बट उसके रिप्लेसमेंट में क्या दे रहे हो? You are stopping dairy products, fine, but what are you compensating it with? That is important. I'm not giving milk and milk products to my child. What I am giving? Normal sabji, roti, sab kuch, but milk nahi de. Dairy product, paneer nahi de raha. The nutritional value which my child was supposed to get from milk and dairy products, am I compensating for that? I'm not doing it. Have I added some nuts into his diet? Have I added nutmeg? Have I added other things? No. So a dietitian who's trained for it can tell me. The other day I received one diet plan. Somebody had done it. Due respect to that dietitian, she was not trained on autism. बच्चे के sleep disorder को manage करने के लिए she had added nutmeg laddus after dinner. If it was a regular child, I would have appreciated nutmeg laddus after dinner. But child is already hyperactive and I'm giving high calories, sugar after dinner. Sleep disorder kill. So child will sleep more or wake me up more. My sleep, I will become sleep disorder. So that's why experts in the field are required. We cannot compensate by online way of training. We can create awareness. We can provide a support system, but we cannot compensate the licensed therapists or trainer or doctors who have learned for 5, 7, 10 years, who are practicing for so many years. To a mother, I can create a support system for a mother where she can support the child. But I cannot say that you don't have to go to this therapy now. You don't need the therapy. You have become a therapist. For that, she needs to go to a regular education and learn and then apply. But yes, we are trying to create a support system. There are so many cities, tier 2, tier 3 cities, situation is really bad. Parents don't have, even finding an occupational therapist for Bathinda is becoming difficult for me. I have been putting up that advertisement on my Facebook and my WhatsApp status. In last 10 days, I have received only one CV. I'm connected with more than 2,000-3,000 occupational therapists. But only one CV I have received. Finding for Bathinda in Punjab, this is a tier 3 city, but developed city. So finding a speech and language pathologist in a smaller city is very difficult. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to create a support system for parents where they can support their children to some extent. But ultimately, it cannot be a replacement of regular therapies. It cannot. Yes. Thank you, Punit Tiwari. Thank you to Ranjita for your motivational words. Oymang, thank you. Okay. As discussed for the April batch, yes, we have one session. I don't know how it is missed. I'll cross-check with the coordinators. And we have a session on ABA therapy. We will keep specially a detailed session on ABA therapy also. You all are welcome to join. I will send the link in all the groups. You all are welcome to join that session. I'll let you know when it is possible. We will do that. Okay. Any other question for me?
Yeah, doctor, please can you tell, is it right to raise the voice against a child if he continues to disobey, what we keep on saying, like go to your class, it takes a long time to make her understand.
Voice is the only tool as a punishment I use.
So is it okay to raise the voice?
Yes, it is okay to raise the voice, but use it wisely. Use it as a tool of punishment. Don't use it as in routine. Today only I was training my team here, and I told them the same thing. Same thing has come up, that one of the therapists who has joined recently with us, he is a male therapist, and by nature his voice is heavy. So even if he is giving a normal command, come here, he's saying come here. The sound. So I was telling him to play with his tone. I said, if you train the child on this pitch, then when you have to give him some command which he compulsorily need to do, which pitch will you use? So use a soft, lower pitch for your regular commands. Use a little higher pitch for compulsory commands. Okay, if I'm telling to the child, come here, go there, do this in routine, then this is the tone I use. But when I say, Kanishk, do this. So when I raise the voice doesn't mean I need to shout. I need to change my tone. Okay, a higher pitch. Kanishk, do this. The Kanishk does that. Why? Because that time he knows that this is the ought to do wala command. Ki ye to karna hi padega. This is that command. So it is okay to raise your voice, but raising in the sense to raise the pitch of your voice to give compulsory commands. कि ये तो करना ही पड़ेगा, इसमें कोई excuse नहीं है. Okay, but all the time if you keep on doing it, it will become general. If every day I eat rasgullas, then rasgullas are meaningless to me. But if I get rasgullas once in a week, then rasgullas are important. So your pitch importance will go away if you are raising it every day. So raise it when it is really required, wisely. Okay.
Thank you.
But we have to raise it. We have to raise it. There is no other alternative I could find. And punishment, physical punishment is not allowed. It is strictly not allowed. Legally also it is not. So we cannot physically punish you. Yeah. All right. Any more questions? See, we talk only on Sundays, and then till next Sunday, there is no questions in the group also. So if you have questions, please put up in the group. We are always there. We will answer to you. We are repeating some sessions because some of you have missed some sessions. So we have the facility at JKP that we provide you opportunities again and again to repeat. Okay. So if every time we put up in the group, so whenever there is a next session, it will be put up in the group. Whosoever wants to join, you can join. If you have missed the session or you want to ask a question to that faculty, you have more questions on that, or you want to do better understanding, you may rejoin the program. Okay. We also have the facility to rejoin the entire program. That is also free. So if any one of you feels that I could not do justice to this program, I couldn't give that much of time, I want to repeat, even after 6 months, even after 1 year, feel free to connect with us. You can repeat the entire series. You don't have to pay. Once you register for one program, you're registered in that program forever. What we are trying to do, I've told you, is a support system for you. Anytime you face any challenge, you are a parent or a professional, you're not able to handle a child, you have questions, our entire team is there to support. Please feel free to connect with us. We are there to support. Because our mission is to support as many professionals as we can. We are working. as many parents as by answering your few queries, by giving my 15 minutes to you on one-to-one call. If I'm able to make a change in a child's life, my life is successful. So there is no money involved. I'm not asking for you any money for that. I'm just saying that we are there to support. If my expertise, experience helps you, and same, I'm requesting you all, because you all are trained in various fields. So help as many as possible. Yes, sometimes if you have to devote your full time and you need to do a detailed consultation, assessment, then you are free to take your charges, right? But support as many parents as you can, support as many professionals. This industry is not to compete with each other. There's so much of need that we don't have competition. We don't have to pull children from this clinic to my clinic and my clinic to other clinic. My therapist is going and taking children and she's joining some other therapy center and convincing parents to come to that therapy center. We don't have to do that. We have to complement each other. We have to support each other, collaborate with each other. And then you see, we will create a beautiful support system. And parents will automatically come to you for your qualification, for your experience, for your knowledge. Nowadays, parents are so much worried about their children that they travel. They come. Last week, I had a parent from Middle East. Before that, last month, there was a parent who came down from Nigeria. So parents are traveling, parents are coming. You know, बच्चों से ज्यादा उनको कुछ भी नहीं है. तो हमारे को competition में नहीं जाना है. As a therapist also. And holistic development of children. With this message, I'll end this session. Won't give you much of gyan, but holistic development is important. Just by doing one therapy, I am speech therapist, I'll do only speech therapy and see after speech everything will become okay. No. Only after working on fine motor, gross motor and balancing only by occupational therapy, child will become okay. No. Overall development, holistic approach, holistic development is important. So role of any therapist, any teacher, any special educator should not be neglected. It's a community which needs to raise a child. It's not only the parent who needs to raise a child. It's the community. So we have our responsibility towards the society. Let's collaborate. Let's work with each other hands in hand and support. Wherever we are not able to do it, don't misguide parents. Tell them to go to some other expert. Give them references. Tell them to consider this person, but not for just 10%, 20% commission. That okay, if I send this, like I do diagnosis and after diagnosis, I send the child to the expert whom I feel child needs, as per child needs, not to a person who will come to me and say, sir, refer children to my center and I'll give you 20%. No, because it is about a child's life. We are not dealing with a shirt or pant or shoe, sari or suit which somebody will purchase from us. Like we are not into a commodity. We are not into a thing. We are dealing with a life. Each day of that life is important. Don't misguide us. Okay. All the best to all of you and willing to support. Stay connected. Bye-bye. Wonderful evening.
Bye, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you. Thank you.